St. Joe's will receive, and we'll get the ball in the south end zone.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's home opener where your St. Joe's Marauders take on the Red Raiders of Clarence High School. Mark Simon along with a special guest today. Timmy Wagren joins us as Coach Paul Nasca was inducted into the St. Joe's Hall of Fame this morning, and he's going to enjoy the day with his fellow inductees at the tent down at the far end of the stadium. But welcome, Tim.
Hey, Mark. Nice to be on with you, and hope I can fill Coach Nasca the Hall of Famer shoes on his broadcast. I know I can't be as funny as him, but hopefully we'll add some insight.
Those are big shoes. You're right. I can't fill them either. So it was a great morning today. We had the 5 inductees into the Hall of Fame. We'll talk a little bit about them as the broadcasts go on. But let's start with a little football. The Marauders come back after a tough road trip to Long Island. You were there. I watched it on the internet, and that team was pretty good.
49-16, 81 players on the roster. They have an offense and defense, nobody going both ways, and as they say, too much size and too much speed. But they play tough. Quarterback David Archer, from a year off from football, played gritty. He ran for 42 yards on like 7 carries before 5 sacks of 55 yards. Made it look like minus 11 on a stat page, but he played well.
Yep, so the Marauders will stay a little different opponent here today. Clarence won last week. They beat West Seneca West, I believe, 31-12. And Clarence is here to try to avenge what was a tough loss for them last year as the Marauders went out to Clarence in opening week.
And I just read myself, this is the second of a 4-year series, so we're going to be playing Clarence for another 2 years after today.
Oh, good. Well, we're just about ready to go. As you can see, Clarence in their white, the Marauders in their maroon with silver pants. And we're just about ready to go. Number 12, the kicker for Clarence. It's Nico Mullen. Back for the Marauders. We'll get the numbers as we go this year. Christopher Schaefer. Darren Thompson. And it's picked up by Schaefer. Got the ball at the 10, but he's going to be met by a host of Clarence players. Woo-hoo. I kept calling them the Red Raiders. I'm thinking St. Francis. It's the Red Devils. Yeah, I just reminded myself of that. So,
though Jerry Smith from our Week 4 opponent is right outside the box.
I would imagine he's probably right outside that door. So we'll set the lineup for the Marauders. The offensive line, who do we got across there today? We're going to have Daniel Carr, number 73. I would imagine Austin Greenwood wearing number 76. At center is Vito Zagario.
And then Connor McKenna, tight end. And Archie at quarterback with Ryan Shafter at running back.
Yep, and he hands the first one off, and that's to 21, Ryan Conshafter. He's going to be the workhorse for the Marauders out of the backfield. And then, of course, you got your skill man in number 2, Darren Thompson. Marauders only had about 112 yards, I think, of offense last week, right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I think, again, they lost like 60-some yards on sacks, Archie being under pressure all game long. He's going to want to be more running game than what we're used to seeing on Coach Gilbert. He's going to establish the run.
Yep, they run out of the I formation, and they give the ball to Thompson, and he finds a big hole up the middle, still on his feet, tries to kick it outside. He's at the 30, and a great run out to the 38-yard line. A late flag comes in. Might have a little face mask there. But Darren Thompson shows the tremendous quickness and athletic ability that he has.
Gain of 23 yards before the penalty.
Yep, good hole there.
Face mask.
Yep, so it's going to be another 15 on top of that. Rest of the line for St. Joe's, number 77, David Bergio. Number 72, Brandon Kostolnik.
Good way to start, being backed up at our 11-yard line. 2 plays, we're already in Clarence territory here.
Yep, real good start. They needed this after a tough week last week at St. Anthony's in Long Island. So out of the I formation, Bomberski along with Conshafter. And
Anthony
we've got
Carr
whistles
moved.
there. Yep, who moved, Carr?
Carr. I'm sorry, Mr. Greenwood, 73.
Yep, all right, Austin Greenwood.
You know, I forgot in high school, were you allowed to say players' names? Or that, was that
We are,
PA?
we can, yeah. We're going to call them out. They don't call them out on the field. It's all right. So 1st and 15. We've just started 10:44 to go here in quarter one. It's Hall of Fame day here at St. Joe's. The Hall of Fame inductees will be brought out at halftime and recognized. A lot of other sports Hall of Famers are here today as well. I formation and
Nice
little read option, and he gives it to the up back, Bomberski, and he gets down to the 45. And wait a minute, now we got whistles. Clarence is saying it's their football, and we'll wait for the official signal, and it is. And it's going to be a turnover.
Gain of 6 and a fumble.
That was a kind of a late fumble. He must have lost it late. So first turnover, not what the Marauders needed for their start. Watching it on the replay, I don't know where that ball would have come out. Looked like he was down around the 45. So Clarence breaks the huddle. We'll set their players for you. They run like a formation that the Army and those other
Darren
teams
Thompson
run.
on the tackle, sliding in there. Gain of 4, 5.
Call that like the old wing formation, right?
Old wing T.
Yep.
It's like the old
A lot of the
clamshell routine where somebody's trying to take your money at Coney Point. They're just going to keep moving the ball around there. It's very hard to follow.
quarterback number 16, Derek Kelkenberg. We got whistles again here.
I believe it would be against St. Joe's.
They felt more comfortable opening up the offense, diversifying, and maybe looking for passing it out a little bit.
A little changes to the defense from last week. Julian Smallwood, 35 on your screen, opened up last week as a linebacker against St. Anthony's. This week they're putting him on the defensive line. He's got the size and the toughness, and he's pretty quick.
So with the penalty comes an automatic first down. Not automatic. They got enough yards for the first down. So it's first and 10 at the St. Joe 45. They hand the ball off to, that's number 17,
Good stick
Declan
by
O'Brien.
Christopher Kukta.
Scott Pinto is at the quarterback on that play. So we may, I don't know if we see maybe the potential for different quarterbacks for Clarence. They're shuffling a lot of people in and out, so it's going to give us a little time to get set on the numbers. But number 10 is the quarterback now, Scott Pinto, the senior. Bring out this time they go.
Chris Kukta is also a second-week starter. He came in reserve last week, did a decent job, and this week he's got the starting nod at inside
So they
backer.
work out of the shotgun,
Good hole.
and some good running there by number 32, Steven Marzano, as they went two receivers left, two right out of the shotgun. Some bad tackling there by the Marauders. Last week they didn't do a very good job on the tackle as well.
Some of the times with Goins, their running back, who was going to Boston College last week at St. Anthony's, I don't think he was touched, Mark.
No,
he
he wasn't. Part of it was the runner. Yes, he was so fast, but there were some big holes and there was some bad tackling. A little bit of everything.
We'll take a look at the secondary as well. Peter Masters, the safety, first time playing football. He's a very good lacrosse player.
So they bring in man in motion now. Quarterback's going to roll
There you
out,
go.
and he's going to be brought down and sacked by number 55, Matthew Jeffries, the 6'2 junior.
That's an interesting story. He did not play football last year,
No.
Jeffries. And I've noticed him in camp so far this summer. He's a pretty good athlete, good speed. We don't have big defensive ends like other teams do. We trend more like the fast kids.
Yep.
And he did a great job there.
Yeah, now Greenwood doesn't play on the defensive side of the ball. Dan Carr does. He goes both ways. It's number 73 is your nose tackle.
And we also got Matthew DePasquale on the other inside backer this week, and that's different lineup than last Friday down in Long Island.
Louis Cerres, 34, probably had the best game of any Marauder last
Only
week.
sophomore on a team this year, Mark.
He's a tremendous apple. We got trips to the right here. And quarterback gets to the line, going to throws it long. Man's wide open. He got behind the defender, and it's just overthrown and incomplete. As they weren't sure if Pinto was going to run, so the back came up a little bit, and the receiver 22, that's Rosales, snuck behind everybody.
That's the problem with this offense, that wing T. You're going run. You're trying to keep between the tackles, and they're going to try to pop one on you. And Masters fell for it.
Yeah, well, the play, I think, kind of broke down.
It did.
And he was trying to scramble, and just before he got to the line of scrimmage, he saw a man deep and just overthrew him. So
3rd and 15.
Yep, 3rd and 16 on the 40.
Okay, you're right,
I know,
16.
I just looked at the
I'm just a
scoreboard.
numbers guy. That's
I
okay.
know you
3rd and
are.
16.
Shotgun again. They bring a man in motion to the right. Pinto back to pass. He's going to throw a high one up there and way over the head of everybody and out of bounds. It'll bring up 4th down.
I know he's got the wind at his back here, but that ball was definitely out of play.
See if they'll probably punt it here, I would think.
Another interesting point with this year's football team is Coach Gilbert. We've had a lot of sophomores or maybe a freshman up playing, and Coach Gilbert and his staff are making an honest effort to keep freshmen with freshmen this year, sophomores on JV, and let your juniors and seniors play varsity. So let's play with what you got.
Yep.
That's why Louis Cerese is the only sophomore up here. But he's a great athlete to play on defense, and he's a darn good kicker, too.
Wild formation. Now they all come back to the line. They had 3
Just
guys.
punt the ball.
Yep, they're just playing. I know.
What
I
a
don't
waste
know why
of
they
energy.
do this. Well, it sets up if they ever run a trick play.
Yeah, who's watching it?
So here's the punt by 87, Britton Mann, and it bounces over
end zone.
Darren Thompson's head into the end zone. Touchback, and the Marauders will start at their own 20-yard line. 7:21 to go here in the first quarter. It's Hall of Fame induction day, and it's the home opener.
Do we get
St.
commercial
Joe's
breaks so I can
Clarence.
catch up on my numbers,
You
Mark,
can,
or is
yeah,
that-
yep.
okay.
You can just don't breathe too heavy into your microphone. He's doing us a big favor today, doing a little double duty. Timmy Wegren,
an
our
honor.
great man on the stats, does some of the best stat packages in the league. So first down, and Archer under center. And he gives the ball to Conchafter, and he kicks it to the outside. Good cutback there. Still on his feet over the 30-yard line. Ball's on the ground again. It's going to be a fumble, but it went out of bounds.
He got 11 on the run and 2 on the
Yep,
bounce.
You are right, yep. So it's going to come out to the 33-yard line.
We'll put it down as a 13-yard gain.
Yep, second.
Now, I know yourself and Coach Naska, I've always done stats, and I have a tendency to get a little excited during the flow of a game. Now, there's a 3-second delay with our production crew down.
I have no button. No,
there's
so no.
okay. So I need to be really careful today, right?
Yes, you do. Bomberski, and now Thompson in the eye, and they give the ball to Thompson. He kicks it to the outside. He's going to try to outrun the clearance defender, still on his feet, and good run. He gets out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 6 yards. He did that all on his own.
Second down and 4.
So 2nd and 4 on a cold day. Hopefully the rain showers will stay away. We had a brief downpour just before we went on the air.
Is this the polar vortex they've been talking
I
about
guess
in September?
so, yep.
It is.
It's a pole or something. Bomberski and Thompson read option.
Nice play.
Archer keeps it himself, cuts it upfield, and going to be very close to the ground.
He should have the first. He's right in front of me, right on the 43.
Yep.
That should be a first down. Oh, it's right on the marker.
Yep, right on it. Let's see here. Where's the chain? I got to say first down. And they're going to blow the whistle and take a measurement. I'm with you. I say he's got it if they're using the change on the opposite side.
So are you ready for the first guesstimate of the year, or what? I say he's got it.
I say you got it, so we're on the same page.
There you go. Always good.
Just how film sessions go. You see all these players go,
They bring out the chain gang here.
just kind of go with it from there. But yeah, it was a teaching tool. I think that's a good way of putting it.
They're going to bring out the sticks.
And we are both correct.
Good eyes, Mark.
Wow.
Not bad for a couple old guys.
Yeah, not bad for guys that get their AARP magazine every month.
I just turned 50 in June, and I'll admit, when I got that ARP card in the mail,
Yeah, it's a little troubling.
it's
I
like,
hear you.
wow.
And then if you actually sign up, it's
$15 a year to tell you that you're old. Now, there's a little trend here, but I'm not going to say anything yet, and I'll wait to see if we get up to 10 plays.
Grant Beyer, number 3, down here, the wide receiver. And they give the ball to Conchafter, and he kicks it left side, close to midfield, around the 48 or 9-yard line, gain of maybe 5 or 6.
5 or 6. I'm giving him 6 in the book there, Mark.
You got it.
I'm sorry, is that Coach
Peter
Simon?
Masters, number 5. Call me whatever you want,
Off-season?
buddy. Just don't call me in the morning.
Out of respect, you got to be Coach Simon.
So at the 49,
Welcome back with open arms with the injury to McCarthy.
I know we're going into the win here, but I'll say this a little early. When's the last time you've seen a team coached by Coach Gilbert not have a pass play 7 plays into the game?
yep. Hey,
It's
that's how they're going to have to play.
Exactly.
Offset eye, pitch it to Thompson.
He's got a lot of room
Right
on the
side,
outside.
cuts it in. Nice read there, and still on his feet. And it's going to be a first down to around the 46-yard line of clearance. They'll move the chains again.
Gain of 5.
Good ball control. Move the chains. At Time Warner Cable, here with broadcasting the game. I believe it'll be on tomorrow.
It will be on tomorrow at 9 a.m.,
Yep.
2 p.m., and Monday, I believe, at 3 p.m. Set your DVRs on Time Warner Cable.
Yep. We are the only live broadcast. On the right hash, Archer under center. And he gives the ball to Conchi after it was the up back this time, and he gets another
6.
chunk of 6 yards around the clearance 40-yard line. Keith McShay's here from the Buffalo News. Al Simmons on clock. Brother Joe Wilkowski makes his return to Buffalo. For all you old Marauders, remember Brother Joe from his days in the late 70s, early 80s?
I was going to make a comment that it's easier to find a Listen Live link on the website, but obviously if you're watching it right now, you found us.
Yep.
But
We
tell
have
your
made it a
friends-
little easier now. You just go to the Athletics, hit the homepage, Athletics, and then you go to Athletics home and then Listen Live. It'll get you right to the link.
First pass.
And Archer's going to keep it, try to go left side, and he's not fooled by the
Late hit.
Clarence defense there. Number 8, Andrew Lorenz makes the tackle in the backfield. And a loss of about, 5 or 6 you give him there?
Get again.
Up
Loss of 2.
3. Okay, yep, I had the wrong line. 44-yard line.
First third down of the game for St. Joe's. 3rd and 8.
Clock running quick, 3:30 to go. Plus, we had a new start time now. All the home games will be 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
As the saying goes, we can hit
Now
mass
you can make
right?
4 o'clock mass easily.
My father would be happy with me.
So out of the eye, Concha after the up back. Peter Masters wide right, Grant Beyer left. And he's going to throw under pressure and nowhere to go. Right around Dan Carr. Looks like number 87, Brenton Mann. Gets the sack.
That hurts.
Yep. Got a
Obviously
little better
passing
job blocking
situation.
there. So if they lose a bunch, it'll be 4th and about 15, maybe 16.
Yeah,
And
punt.
Louis Surace, the sophomore, into punt. He's got a great leg.
I've noticed
What was
he's a
his,
great place
What were his
kicker.
numbers last week?
He kicked a 37-yard field goal
Yep,
into the win. Punting numbers, he only averaged about 20 or so.
Yep, almost blocked. He just got it away. Bounces at the 30.
Yeah.
And it's going to be downed right at the Clarence 30-yard line.
Again, that's only a 27-yard punt, and for Louis, he's a sophomore. I don't think anybody's really worked with him on his punting technique yet. He just got a strong leg.
Yep.
Regardless, first down Clarence.
And a great athlete. And
He's a great athlete.
at some point he'll get worked into the offensive side of the ball, I would think.
He's a very good receiver.
Yeah, right.
Probably not as fast as our other wide guys who are just up there. I think they want to bring him in
Yep.
slowly.
So Scott Pennell at quarterback. And he fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, runs around the left side out to the 36-yard line, gain of 6. We've got an injured.
Speaking of Louis Surace,
Red Devil.
nice tackle on the play.
Yeah, Louis went over the summer down to Fort Lauderdale, down to a receivers camp. Yeah. Yes, he did. He came back one week. He had this darkest tan. I go, how did you do that? He goes, I was at receivers camp down in Fort Lauderdale area.
I was talking with him coming out of JV, and he says, Coach, I kick because I'm good at it, but I really don't like it. I want to play football. So
Shotgun. Pino hands the ball off, and right up the middle, it looks like number
Josh.
32, Marzano. And he's going to be just short of the first down. Be third and less than one. You're going to time out. They're going to have a measurement maybe?
Josh Jackson came
timeout
up
for first down. They give it to him.
on the seal.
So they stop the clock, reset the chains, and they get it going. Paul Gagliardo, our official today. Veteran of Western New York officials. Shotgun again and bring a man in motion. Fake the handoff, keeps it himself, breaks the tackle, and gets out to close to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 5. Again, some bad tackling in the backfield by St. Joe's.
Cordell Owens did a good job of staying home on that. You see on this type of offense, he's got to go ankle deep on a defensive end position, and he came up, wrapped him up, made a nice play. He's playing with a little bit of a nagging injury, too, a little turf toe. Gutting it out as a senior.
We'll go back to the wing formation. Bring a man in motion, pitch it to him. And that's number 25, I believe it was, Angelo Marzullo. And he gets about 3. Can have about 3rd and 2. Already inside 30 seconds here in quarter one. We are flying by.
Now a 3rd and 2. They might let this clock run out.
They are going to do that. Yep. You can tabulate the first quarter stats. And that's it. We have played 1 here at the Bob, home of the Marauders, Robert T. Scott Complex on Hall of Fame Day. We're at 5. Marauders going to the St. Joe's Hall of Fame this morning. First one this morning was Jerry Attia. He was from the class of 1956. He was voted the best athlete in the class. And as a junior, he was a member of the basketball team that won the Manhattan Cup. And as a senior, he was a starter who played an integral part in the Marauders winning the league championship. Attia averaged 14.4 points per game his senior year. That was second best on that Marauder team. But he's a baseball player. He was the guy. He was the key in a 31 straight game winning streak, and he was the unanimous choice as the league's all-Catholic third baseman. So he gave a very nice speech this morning.
You know, I was going to comment on you and knowing all these St. Joe's grads, and then I turned around and looked, and you're reading off the sheet. First quarter numbers, as we figured, not a lot. We have 71 total yards for St. Joe's on 4 first downs and 0 passing yards. Clarence, 35 yards rushing, 3 first downs, and we know it's still a scoreless ball game. 3rd and 2.
So big 3rd down. Marzullo in motion. They pitch it to up. Hold on now. We got stoppage of play. Must be a flag on the far side. We'll wait and see what that is. It appears it's going to be on St. Joe's. JV team beat Clarence on Thursday, 20-0, and the Marauders freshmen this morning put a big one hurt on Sweetum, 44-14. JV Marauders are 2-0. I think the freshman Marauders are now 1-1 on the season.
Correct. That's a big penalty. That was against St.
Offside.
Joe's.
You don't give them the first down on penalties. What were the yards for the first quarter?
35 for Clarence, 71 for St. Joe's.
Yep.
For some reason, I think my nickname I gave to
Can you knock on the door? Up there. Okay.
There.
Yep, we got it. Okay. Yeah, they need to put 12 minutes back on the clock. Yep, they're in their wing. They pitched the ball this time. But a fumble could be, I think.
Serace.
Yep, Louis Serace read the play. Somehow, Clarence fell on it, number 22. Wow.
Nice play.
That was Rosala, but I thought we had that football. Good job by Clarence to react and get back on it. But big loss now, loss of about 7. Doing the quick math, second and 17, yep.
That was sophomore Louis Serace again coming in from linebacker. They moved him from corner over to linebacker already. A little fortunate for Clarence to recover that ball.
And fake the pitch under some pressure. Pinto steps up, and he is brought down.
Timothy Newton Jr.
Yep. Fine young man, T. Noonan, senior now.
A sack of a
Sack.
minus 2 yards.
Yep.
Brings up a third and what do we got here? 18. Third and 18.
You mentioned Pinto as the backup on the
That little sun coming out, I believe, Mark, and
Yeah, it's just going to be one of those weird days.
and now is in his full season at the start.
So out of the shotgun,
Third down.
Pinto rolls to his left. Going to throw and over the head of his intended receiver.
Josh Jackson made a beautiful play where he forced Pinto to make a throw on it quickly before he wanted to. He read it and came up. Nice play, Josh.
Yep, intended for Chris Greiner. And Clarence will have to punt it away. This will be their second punt of the football game. Thompson standing back there alone at his 35-yard line.
I'm sorry, that was Joshua Jackson on the hit.
It was right on time. It was right in the midsection. They're not going to get on that.
Darren Thompson back to receive the punt. Britton Mann, who went off the field earlier, was a little shaky. Back out on the
Flag on the play.
Red Rebels.
Let's see it on my Max prep sheet here. Is there a sack?
Maybe the flag is
Sack
for
total?
Too many men in the huddle.
Yep, illegal substitution.
am I allowed to say for a stupid formation?
Yes, you are. Okay. Well, you did.
Okay.
So
It's just waste energy.
you have to
and-
turn your microphone off and ask me if you can say it. But once it's a live mic, I think you've already done it.
But you know what? Clarence wins football games, so I'm not knocking anybody
No.
listening from the Clarence side.
Number 21 for St. Joe. So both of the starting
Darren Thompson deep as well
Oh,
as
almost.
Ryan Conchafter. And
Man's punt almost. Thompson's got it, but he's going to be
Thompson,
hit right
not a smart
away.
decision there,
No,
picking
it
that one
wasn't.
up.
Yep, could have had a fumble. Nick Keener on the tackle. He was the first man down for the Red Devils.
Darren Thompson on
So the Marauders will have possession number 3, I
number
believe.
3, yes
Yep.
it is.
takes over.
10 minutes, 18 seconds to go. We're in the second quarter. No score. The home opener for the Marauders, who next Saturday will travel to Aquinas. The
We
ranked
have
number
Aquinas.
next
Yes,
Saturday.
we travel to Aquinas.
Next Saturday afternoon, I believe 1 o'clock start.
We just got a little feed that Canisius, as we're are up 7-0 over Aquinas, but Zeke Zembiak is out with a wrist injury.
Oh. So Archer in the shotgun, and he gives the ball to Conchafter. A big hole up the middle, and he brings it out to the 42-yard line. Gain of about 17 there, 16 or 17.
I'll give him 17 on
Yep,
that. It was
big hole there for Conchafter. Who only ran the ball for 27 yards last week on 10 carries.
And let me tell you, he was running sideways, not because of his ability, but because of the size and the strength of St. Anthony's defense.
So 1st and 10 at the 42.
St. Joe's
He'll
needs
go
to put
shotgun
something up
again.
there going with the win.
Connor McKenna in the slot along with Peter Masters. Thompson in the slot left with Byer. Fake the handoff. Going to throw long for Byer. Can Grant get it? He can't. Just over his head, incomplete.
That wasn't a
Second
bad
down.
ball, actually. Grant Byer sort of cut off his route a little bit. If he
Yep.
just runs down the sidelines and, as you always coach him, run to the football. Don't stop.
You've been checking your Twitter feed? Is that how you got that?
My Twitter feed is down. Last week at St. Anthony's, I had a problem, and I'm using a old BlackBerry. I went to AT&T to pick up my new phone. They said it was in. It was a pink
Pink phone?
Samsung,
Nice.
and I respectfully declined. So right now, there's not much Twitter feed coming out of St. Joe's football today, but that's okay.
Yep, they go shotgun again. 2 left, 2 right. Conchafter the lone back. They bring Thompson in motion, and they give the ball to him. We'll see if he can get some blocking. Doesn't look like anything's going to develop there. He's going to have to make this thing on his own. He cuts back, finds some room. He's at midfield, and finally brought down at around the
Got a late flag.
47-yard line. Late flag comes in. It's enough for the first down. Thompson made 10 out of nothing. We'll see what the flag is. Could be a face mask, maybe.
That was one
Late.
of those runs where everything was broken down, and
Yep.
as a coach, you get aggravated saying, just put your head down and get something.
Yep, face mask again. So,
But Darren Thompson has the speed, and as we all know, Dennis Gilbert likes his skilled athletes on running on the edge.
Yep.
And if they make a play, you sort of say, hey, nice job.
so big 15 yards tacked on to that. So they'll have it at the Clarence 32-yard line. 9:20 to go. Quarter 2, we are scoreless. But the Marauders have shown they've been able to move the football.
On the ground,
Yep.
which, again, we'll keep talking about
Look
that.
at Conshafter here. And they give it to him, and he finds another big hole up the middle. Good block
gone.
there by Connor
Oh, great
McKenna.
tackle.
And a great tackle, but another beautiful run by Conshafter down to around the 11 or 12-yard line.
Brandon
Connor
Rizzula.
McKenna made a great block about 6 yards down the field that really was able to have Conshafter get that extra yardage.
Brandon Rizzula for Clarence made a touchdown save and tackle, came out, just took the ankles out at Conchafter. Nice play.
Timeout, St. Joe's.
St. Joe's calls timeout here at 8:57.
That's their first time
Yep.
out of the game.
Well, our second inductee today was my sidekick here for most of all the football, and we share the duties for a lot of these other sports. Paul Naska, class of '86, went into the hall today, rightfully so. You know, he was an integral member of the '85 and '86 baseball championship teams. Oh, they've got basketball on my sheet here. It's baseball. First team all Catholic. His junior and senior years, all Western New York his senior year. Went on to play at Lemoyne, then Canisius College. Been coaching here forever. But not only started, he was a freshman football coach for
He
a while.
was a freshman
Yep.
football coach,
Yep.
and he knows the game of football, and we all
He
know.
sure does know the game.
For those who've been around a TV with a sporting event on, Paul can tell you about volleyball.
Yes, he can.
Anything that he's watching, he is astute of any sports game.
Yeah.
Anyways, congratulations
So, yep,
to Paul on a
congratulations,
personal
Paul, you
note.
know.
Well-deserved, Coach Naska.
Yeah. He's already had 1-2 Georgetown Cups in his short tenure as the head baseball coach here now at St. Joe's.
In a minute, we'll give you an update from Stransky Field on the Canisius Aquinas games. Right now, Joe's with the first down at the 11 of Clarence.
Oh, hey, they're already back and ready to go. Wow. Shotgun. Thompson in motion. Fake to him. Give it to Conshafter. Can he find room on the left edge? Gets a little bit, and what a block there by Grant Byer. Oh, my God. He laid out number 32 from Clarence Marzano. Wow. And Conshafter brought down at the, what they've got about the 3-4 inside the 4-yard line.
I'll give him a gain of 7 on
Yep.
that. Was a great block by Grant Byer. I mean, you
Hello.
teach your receivers, if you can't get the guy in front, you turn and look and hit the next guy, and that's exactly what he did.
I got the replay in front of us right here. And ouch.
Honestly, God, I never knew you guys had a replay. I thought you were kidding all this time.
That's, you know what it is.
Oh, beautiful.
We're on a little bit of a delay on the internet. I'm watching it on the net. Thompson
should
got
be able
on
to
the
get
right
the corner
side.
on
Can he
this.
get to the corner? He does. Touchdown, Marauders. Darren Thompson, 4 yards, and the Marauders are on the board and lead 6-0. Just outran them all there, Timmy.
He's got some nice speed.
He
Just
does.
get to the outside. Nice 4-yard run. Set up on all runs.
Yep.
Conchafter did all the work to get him there, and his classmate and teammate, both juniors.
Yep. Louis Sarasin now for the extra point. What the heck is that? Something in my feed. Oh, maybe you got something.
It's my cell phone.
Yep.
It's been a problem last week. The snapping is not really 100% efficient.
But Louis gets it done.
Good job by Peter Masters getting that ball down.
And with 8:08 to go here in the first half, the Marauders strike first and lead 7-0.
You always have to be prepared, Howard.
That was a nice drive by St. Joe's, moving the ball down the field from their 25-yard line.
Seal the guy up and get Thompson out to the edge.
Yeah, bounce it outside. You saw Johnny.
So good run by Thompson. Those are his first points of the season, I think.
Yes.
Did not have a touchdown last week. Last week he only carried the ball 4 times, 15 yards.
I was at that game last week. I believe he might have caught a touchdown pass from.
let
Oh,
me
no,
look
that
at
was
his
Peter
receipt.
Masters, I think.
Nope, you're right. No, Thompson did.
Thompson caught
yeah,
it?
He did
Okay.
one. It went through the air. Yep, and one of his 2 catches.
You put so many numbers down that you forget about the game you watched. Anyways, that was a 2-minute drive and 75 yards by St. Joe's. And again, 0 passing yards, all on the ground.
Yep,
Face mask penalty helped.
it's the way they're going to have to play.
Nothing wrong with it as long as you put the points up.
Yep. So back for Clarence, it looks like 25 Angelo Marzullo in the middle. Number 12, Nico Mullen. He's on the right side, and right here, close sideline, number 17, that's Declan O'Brien. So the race approaches, and here we go. Good boot.
It's a pretty good kick in the
Got a
corner.
little Signwiner taking at the 5-yard line. Good Marauder coverage on his feet. Up the middle is number 12. That's Nico Mullen. And it just gets close to the 20-yard line, where the Red Devils will take it from there.
That was a good kick by the sophomore. And, Mark, did you notice on an extra point, was he using a block out there?
I did not notice.
Louis does not use a block.
No?
He kicks off the turf as they do, as everybody knows, in pros, you cannot use a block. In college and high school, you can.
Right.
And he can kick over 45 yards. Field goals.
So Pinhill under center. They go back to the wing formation, and they fake the pitch in a little misdirection
Bad tackling,
play,
yeah.
and that's number 22, Rosala. So good run there, Rosala.
Chris
Out over the
Schaefer.
35-yard line to 37.
17, first and 10.
Chris Schaefer brought him down after that 17-yard run.
Yeah, a little good misdirection. Fake the pitch. And Britton Mann, number 87, down. He was down a little earlier. Looks like he's having a left leg problem, maybe ankle. See, oh, no, they're going to look at his right. So, yeah, next Saturday we'll be in Rochester. Somebody, myself, Coach Naska's not sure he's going to make that trip.
He's a busy
Got
guy.
a little fall baseball going, and he may have to go with his team. But I'll be there and with somebody. Maybe Timmy, it could be you and I again.
And there's not much room up there, though.
We're not going on the roof. We've already, if it's a roof game for us, then there will be no broadcast. We've notified the Aquinas administration we need to be in the press box, and as far as I can tell, Time Warner is not going to be there. It's not on their schedule of games for Section 5.
And
So I would think the reason we had to go up on the roof the last time we were there is because of Time Warner broadcast the game, and they had one of the sides of the press box. So,
I hear you.
yep. And then after that, we get a series of broadcasts coming up with
To make a note, though, about
soccer.
that Aquinas game,
Yep.
it's a 1 o'clock start next Saturday. Usually Aquinas
Plays
plays
Friday night. Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
But I
It's their
believe
Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Hall of Fame or homecoming,
Yep.
one or the other.
Right. So
You're on top of everything, aren't you, Mark?
I am.
All right,
So
back
we have
to
some
football.
soccer then, a little volleyball, a few soccer broadcasts. Week of the 23rd, we're going to do a September. The week of the 22nd, we'll do them back to back, volleyball, and soccer. With the Canisius games, we'll be broadcasting both volleyball and soccer.
Always exciting matches.
Yep,
when
yeah, we're looking forward to doing them. First down for Clarence, and they give it to the middle man, and he gets right up the middle. That's number
and,
17. That's Declan O'Brien.
Run down by Masters. And
And a late flag came in. That's
Aziz.
got to be on the Marauders. I would not be
I
surprised.
believe it might be a
if
face mask.
face mask as
It
well.
happened right there.
Personal foul, face mask. So personal foul penalty now helps Clarence. Does it help the Marauders on the last drive? And first down at the 36-yard line. The sun has come out a little bit.
Boy, that's like, 2 plays, and before you know it, they're at our 35.
Yep.
This is a big chance here, and they're going back to that.
Back to the wing. Marzullo, they pitch it to him. He's going to run right behind all his blockers. Good blocking up front, and the Clarence line doing a great job there. be close to 9-yard gain.
Z Shitu on the tackle. Another player that did not play last year, I believe. Only half the season on JV. So I think Coach Gilbert is walking the hallways in springtime and say, hey,
Good. Come
we're
on,
playing
play.
football. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. So 2nd and 2. They pitch the ball.
Right up the gut for first down.
And Rosalo
Really getting a good
inside the 25 for a first down, Red Devils. Clock continues to tick. 6:53 to go here. Quarter 2. St. Joe's in front 7-0 on Hall of Fame Day here.
Boy, if you notice, they're just running everything right between the tackles, making it real simple. I believe this is, I'll have to look at the numbers, but this is like the 3rd different combination of defensive linemen we have in.
Yep. And Rosala gets it again as they fake the pitch to Marzullo. They got a Marzullo and a Rosala and a Marzano.
We were down at St. Anthony's last week. I believe 3/4 of the roster their names ended with vowels.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. So 2nd down and 6. It's spotted at the 19. Clarence doing their own version of what the Marauders have done, just grinding it out on the ground. They got a lot of running backs, and they give the ball to the up back, and that's number 40. I think it was Sullivan Conway. Those are Marzullo. So Marzullo for a first down. Spotted at the, looks like the 12-yard line. They're shuffling a lot of people in, but 22 and 25 are the guys you're looking at. 22, Brandon Rosalo, the senior. 25, Angelo Marzullo, the junior. Number 40 now is Sullivan Conway. He's playing that 3rd back in the middle, right behind the quarterback. And Rosalo, and he's hit by Serace, and then Conshafter comes in. Still grinds his way forward.
Good
Gain
first
of about-
contact, but didn't wrap
still
up.
got about 4 yards on that play. I think it's at about the 8-yard line.
Carried by Brandon Marzullo. No. Carried by Brandon Rosalo.
So 2nd and 5. They give her at the 12, at the
2nd and
the
5
8
at the
yard.
9.
Yeah, 9 or 8. See, I imagine they're going to run it again. They do. They fake the pitch, and they give it to Rosala.
If it's not too windy, I have to pull a Paul Nasca trick and just open up this door so we can
I
get
think
a
you
better
got the
view.
coaches are out there. Oh, you might have the Clarence coaches. out
Yeah, we do. And Mr. Smith.
There you go. You can get in front of me. Not a problem. A lot of action. 3rd down and 4. It's
3rd and
at
4
the,
from the 6.
so many lines out there.
Multi-athletic field.
Yep. And the clock is stopped, and it looks like we got a timeout taken by Clarence.
Their first time out of the game.
Yep. Hey, it's that time of the year. Open house is 2 weeks away already for our young men around the Western New York community. Come out and tour with their families. Kids in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. See what St. Joe's is all about. Tour the school, meet the faculty, meet the current students, meet the coaches.
You coaches spent a lot of time that weekend there.
We
don't
do,
you?
yeah. We're here for a long time.
Set up a
Shaking
little
hands, selling of great value a LaSallian education. So,
booth. Might be a good segue into giving another Hall of Famer there. Speaking of a great education, who's
yeah, we
next
can,
on the list?
can do that. Who's next on the list? Chris Nickrens.
79.
Yeah, class of 79. Probably one of the greatest football players ever in the history of St. Joe's. Ended up playing for Bobby Bowden at Florida State. Was a force as a football player. His brother Mike came in, accepted for Chris today. Mike was the class of 77, and Mike's son is a junior here at St. Joe's. But Chris has got a big job in the Federal Bureau of Prisons for the federal government. So 3rd down, and they give the ball to...
He stopped short,
Yep.
Mark. Louis Cerese on a tackle along with Cordell Owens.
Yep, went to John Schmidt on that one. So fourth down. We'll see if they got a kicker or are they going to go.
Fourth down and 4.
4th and 4. Yeah, looks like they're going to go for it.
Go for it.
Yep. As the
It's a
sun
big
really
stance.
continues to come out here now.
Opening a door up here. It's actually a nice, beautiful, crisp fall day for
Yeah, I
football.
can feel it. I'm in shorts today. In
I'm not
anticipation of better than predicted weather.
I have wool socks on today.
So they go in the I formation. We haven't seen this much in this game. Bring a man in motion left. And they fake the handoff. Quarterback rolls right, throws. He's got his man. It's man. And
Looks like they got the first down, though.
yep, they got the first down, but he's short of the goal line. He got hit pretty good, and he's already had some trouble with that leg. See if he comes up limping there. I thought the quarterback might have been able to just run it in on his own.
I believe that was Cerese that came up, or
On the
he
tackle.
usually plays on the right-hand side, though. So watching our replay here from the great feed by Uppers.
Uppers Pollier on the camera. He's up above, up in the roof today. So they got the first down. Now they got a chance to run.
First down for Clarence. First and goal.
So first and goal for the Red
Let's see him go back to that.
That was
Wing
a
formation.
Zishitu that came up and made a great, nice tackle there. Right at the ankles, took away the touchdown, but they do got the first down.
For those of you listening, Timmy's also doing all the official stats with his stat book. So first and goal at the 1. See what formation they go to. A little confusion.
I
Yep,
think
they
they're
go to
confused,
their
too. They're going to take their second
timeout.
timeout.
Yep. Don't want to
Nice.
risk a penalty, a 5-yard penalty there. You don't want that. Not at all.
around the last moment. So Mark Laris called timeout with 2:59 to go here in the first half. And this team with a first and goal.
We'll see if we can
Hey,
get an
shout
update.
out to the golf team and Coach Hurlin. They are having a fantastic start of the season. 2 big victories this week alone. They beat Canisius out at Cherry Hill with a big 16-8 win there. Also beat St. Francis this week. So Marauders undefeated in golf. Soccer as well. Undefeated up to this point in the season. I believe 3-0-1. Coach Thoyne's got a team that can score some goals. And they look like they're going to be a force in the Monsignor Martin League in the world of soccer. Volleyball, and it's a good start of the season as well. I'm not sure exactly of their record. I lost track this week as I was out of town. Today they're out in Eden for the big Eden volleyball tourney.
So this ball's at the 2-yard line.
Yep, first and goal at the 2. See which back they give it to. Oh, pitch, it's foul. It's on the ground. And they're able to fall on it. That's Marzullo. But big loss there as the pitch was just a little behind him.
Darren Thompson had that man coverage. They're playing in zone 1 down there, man-to-man. It was pretty easy for him to make a tackle, loss of 3. Second and goal from the 5.
Yep.
Time will be interesting here. Already 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, we are just flying along here.
We might be able to get a coffee and a donut before Mass today.
So back in the wing. Marzullo. Oh, they throw. Nice play, and it is caught. Touchdown to Brandon Ruzala on the pass from Pinto, and Clarence is on the board. It's now 7-6.
Brandon Rizala for the touchdown.
So same play they ran to get the first down early. A little similar same play, only this time they throw to the running back instead of the tight end.
That play looks so easy to defend, but it's very tough. You got that coming out. You just get position, and Pinto got rid of it just at the right time.
Yeah, made a good throw. So Mullen in to kick the extra point. So they get set up. Down, up, and it is good. 2:15 left here in the first half. We are tied at 7 in a good one. Both teams just pounding it away on the ground.
That drive was huge. However, the defense
How many yards on that drive?
I'm writing down the summary yet, but let me take a look.
Yeah.
I believe it's a drive started after 20. And I'm right, 80-yard drive. And he used 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm going to run upstairs and tell our coaches, remind them they have 2 timeouts left.
I would hope they would know. I would hope they know.
Yeah, remember the last drive, St. Joe's very effective on the ground as they were able to move the football against Clarence defensively. Mark Lair, you want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Taking a little stroll down.
Well, we ran
Twitter
to our
lane
coaching staff for varsity. There was 5 guys up there this year, so I
Nice.
believe they knew they had 2 timeouts left. But I always make sure, you know. Actually, that was a nice drive by Clarence.
It was. Made plays when they had to make them.
Wind has blown the ball off the tee.
A 5.5-minute drive.
So Mullen would kick it away. Thompson back. Along with, let's see, probably Conshafter.
Probably will be Conshafter, Darren Thompson, and
It's like 15. William Sanderson. Is that a 1-5? I can't make out that number.
Chris Schaefer, number 16.
Okay, Schaefer.
He's got some good wheels.
Back to the regular kickoff formation.
Oh,
Little
oh,
pooch
we get
kick.
penalty. We get flags here. It's
It's a new
offside.
rule in high school football this year, just like college. They cannot have more than a 5-yard start before the kickoff. So your foot cannot be on that 35. It needs to be in front of it. And I believe that's what they called.
offside. Or
Either way.
I think if you're offside on it, they automatically blow
Blow
it
it,
dead
yes.
too, which maybe
But-
had somebody who was a little eager for clearance, so they'll move it back 5 and have to do it again.
High school is also going to be enforcing the same college rules and what we saw in Thursday night's game in the pros. The defenseless players, the personal fouls, leading with the helmet. Those things will be strictly enforced, obviously, to protect concussions and the things that are going on in the world of football lately. And
a
another pooch
run.
kick.
Yep.
That would be Lucas Prisbilla.
Yep.
Luke, fall on that.
Yep. Well, Prismali goes down at the 38-yard line, we'll say. Up, they get him out. Actually, they get him out to the 40.
All right, so we
2:10.
have.
We'll see what Coach Gilbert decides to do here. A couple of timeouts left.
And
Of course, you look on your across the way, some of the banners of the sponsors of St. Joe's Athletics. Units, Upstate New York Transplant Services.
they're a little hidden by the Time Warner
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about
camera
that.
guy.
Archer, I thought the coach might throw. He's going to throw long down the sideline for Peter Masters. Good coverage there. Rosala, not only one of the stars on the offensive
As we
side
all
of the
know,
ball, defense as well.
I don't mean to sound redundant here, but we all know Coach Gilbert likes to throw that football, and you got to know that for him to run, he knows to win football. That's what he's got to do. But he's itching to pull the trigger. He's that type of guy. He's got that personality.
Well, I think, too, if you want to score, you only got 2 minutes, so you can't afford to pound it. How many running plays are you going to get in? That's
Common
I think,
sense.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why I think if he wants to try to get points, if he's not interested.
And our offense is actually geared toward 2-minute offense.
Right. So I'll give it to Conshafter. Finds a little hole.
One block.
Yep, and he makes that all on his own.
Got a gain of 8. Bring up a 3rd and 2.
Yep. So now, you know what, they got to get a conversion here, get a first down so they can keep the drive going. They put it at the 47, gain of 7.
Ryan has 83 yards on 8 carries so far.
Already, yep. He got trips out here to the right. Shotgun, Conshafter with him. Archer rolls. There's a flag on a play. We're going to have imagine a legal formation. It's incomplete anyway. But my guess is the formation was not correct.
the triple set looked right, but if that backside guy isn't on,
somebody was right. That's what I thought. Illegal formation. He threw that flag as soon as the ball was snapped, which leads you to believe illegal formation. So they'll move him back. Well, maybe Clarence won't. Maybe make it 4th down and make Coach gamble. Nope.
No, 3rd and 8.
Yep. So
thank you very much.
yeah,
I'll
I'll
take a
take
3rd and
another
8.
shot. Absolutely. A little surprised by that, quite
1:30
frankly.
left,
Yeah, I mean it's.
and they only have one timeout left as well. You would think
There's
if
no
they had-
guarantee we're going to get anything on 4th and 2. So I question that decision, but that's why I coach hoops.
You never been questioned before, have you?
No, I'm
Coach
sure I
decisions.
haven't been, yeah. Archer looks, plenty of time, throws, and it's caught by Thompson. He's a 40, got a good block there by
Gone.
Masters up the sideline. Darren Thompson, he's in.
Calling him
Touchdown,
out at the 2. No,
50.
they're calling him out at the
Nope.
4-yard line.
Nope, out of bounds at the 4. Yep, not a touchdown. Good job there.
54-yard pass.
I was ready to say 58 yards for a touchdown. Nope, ball out of bounds at the 4, brother. Yep,
From the 42
4-yard
down
line.
at the
Yep.
4.
First
Checking
and
my-
goal at the 4. Yep. Still plenty of time. 1:19. Still 2 timeouts. Now,
See
you
a
know,
replay here?
run
Here
the
it
ball a
comes.
little bit. Yeah,
I
we'll
saw
look
him
at it on
step
the rebound.
out.
Did you?
Yeah. It was a nice play there by.
Boy, I don't
Well,
know.
actually, let me look at that again.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And I got my readers on here.
Yeah, I don't know, but we're only going to get one replay. That's it.
I just realized I have my readers on. I'm
Yeah,
doing
I don't
stats,
know,
So
boy.
if I mix up some of these numbers, I apologize.
So, first and goal.
How's that decision to push him back on 4th? It wouldn't
No,
have
I
mattered.
know. Well,
Wouldn't have mattered.
yeah, who knows? No, we might have punted.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
7-7
formation.
game.
Give it to Thompson.
Wide
Big
hole
hole
there.
up the middle, and
Good
he
deal.
is in. Touchdown.
second of the game.
Yep. Darren Thompson, TD number 2 on the afternoon. And the Marauders answer back quickly on the Clarence touchdown. And it's now 13-7. It took about a minute.
I tell you, you're pretty good, Mark. 2:10, so less than a minute.
2:10 or 1? Yeah, 2:10. Yeah, less than a minute.
Less than a minute, and they were gone 60 yards.
2:10, 56 seconds on that drive.
That's St. Joe's offense that we're used to seeing.
Louis Cerase. Something wrong with Masters. Yeah, he goes off, the regular holder.
Now, if you notice again, he does not use a block.
Yeah, I did see what you're saying. Yep.
You don't see that very much on this level, let alone college.
Archer on the hold. Luis Reyes Jr. on the point after.
Kick up, and
Should be good.
it is good. And with a minute and 14 to go,
St. Joe's now leads.
St. Joe's in front, 14-7.
In soccer action
Great.
today.
Was that a 58-yard drive?
Travel to East Aurora and defeated
No. They got it at the 40, right? Yeah, so 60 yards.
60 yards, yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was
No,
right.
that's right, 60 yards.
Congratulations, soccer.
Good contact by number 52 for
I will admit, I've been sort of listening to our JV football score, too, because I'm helping out with the JV program and Coach Linder this year. And shout out to our JV boys, started the year 2-0 with a 20-0 win over Clarence this past Thursday.
Yep, a lot of good things happening on the,
Athletics front.
all on the fall sport front.
5 plays, 60 yards, one
That's what you need to do. You need to answer a drive with a drive before halftime. Wasn't that Marv Levy's favorite saying?
Yeah.
The last minute before half, the last drive before the first half, and the first drive of the second are the most 2 important drives of any football game.
Yep. Ball comes off the team.
Now, Clarence
Winds
has
are blowing pretty good here today.
one timeout left.
Now I think,
can they throw it, Joe? I mean, if it's
Yeah.
good strike, unless you rip off like a 50-yard run.
but also keep in mind,
Winds out of the northwest, 21 miles an hour. Temperature of 54 degrees.
second half to kind of strike because they are going to get the ball to start the second half. Now, Canisius 17 down the field.
There's Cerase, ready to kick. And good boot. Just short of the goal line, though.
Good kick
It's
down
taken
at
by-
2-yard line.
Yep, Marzullo brings it out to the 20-yard line.
Give him a 58-yard kick and a 16-yard return.
So let's see what Clarence does now. They have not shown to throw the football long much. So,
and we just heard the update from Stransky. Canisius is now up 17-0 on Aquinas. I believe their kicker, pretty good kicker, just hit a 52-yard field goal.
Oh, the fence holding the.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, the fence.
Where the Marauders,
where
the
Rowdies stand. Yeah, I'm sure they lean
Hope
on it and
everybody's
stuff.
okay.
And yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's
Pete's.
hope everybody's all right.
Mr. Schneider has it under control down there, as always.
So, yes, he does. Oh, second down. We
St.
missed the
Joe's
play
taking
there,
a
too,
timeout.
as we are looking to the right of our press box location as the
It looks like
guard,
everybody's okay.
guard fence fell down. You know, the kids, how they all lean up close there.
But that's good.
Yeah. So hopefully nobody got hurt. That's the big thing.
They're young. They bounce back, right?
Yeah. So St. Joe's, I believe, took a timeout there.
St. Joe's did take a timeout.
Right.
Both teams have one. And again, on that update from Stransky Field, we'll hear if Jake Zembeck is back in for Aquinas, but from what we're hearing, he might be out for the game, which is probably why they have no points on the day. He's, as Mark knows, heavily recruited junior quarterback out of Rochester, Michigan State, Syracuse, Alabama, all the big boys.
So here we go. 1 minute to go. They work out of the shotgun. Two left, two right. Bad snap. Another bad snap on the handoff, and the Marauders get it. So bad snap. Then he tried to rush the handoff, and there was a bad
Jacob
hand up there.
Bumberski
Yep.
with the fumble
and
recovery.
Bumberski gets it, and the Marauders have a chance with 56 seconds to go. Boy, a big turnover there.
Wow.
Can the Marauders capitalize on it? Yep, it was a bad snap, and then the quarterback tried to make a play. And sometimes when you do that, it doesn't always work.
We have one timeout left for St. Joe's, just
Yep.
less than a minute.
So Coach Gilbert loves this now. You're inside the 20. Peter Masters to your right. Grant Beyer up at the top of the screen left. I formation. Going to throw a short one to Connor McKenna. And
Get out of bounds?
Now get out of bounds. He drops the ball, and I think Clarence may have it. Yes, they do. Well, we'll see. There's going to be a fight for it now. I know Clarence had it first. We'll see and they do. So McKenna trying to get a couple extra yards, has the ball stripped out of his hand, and the Red Devils get it right back. Oh,
Mark, get out of bounds.
yeah, he was trying to get a couple extra
What
yards.
does 2 yards mean down there with one timeout left?
Yep. Well, he may have been told it, but sometimes, kids are kids.
Connor's a heady player. He's been his third year varsity.
Yeah, he catches
starter.
it at the 17 or
athlete.
18, and as he tries to grind it forward, ball just gets stripped out of his hand. So
I believe Clarence might be happy with. No, they're going to want to put it up going into the win. What do I know? That's why I'm doing stats.
Pinto looks, he throws long, and it's out of bounds, intended for Rosala. So second down. Looks like they're going to try to go get some points here before the half. Whoa. And that door and that wind blows. Coaches head down towards the field here with 38. Coach McCarthy going by us.
And
So they're going to hand it off this time. Try to run it right up the middle. And that was Rosala.
on a tackle.
So timeout called by St. Joe's. I think
They're
he's going to
last.
try to get him to have to punt. 34 seconds, though. I don't know. Depending on what Clarence does here. If I was them, I would run the ball here. Try to get out of Dodge at 14-7.
Especially going into the wind. That wind it can be gusty at times. As obviously we know, we open up the door here to the booth and it blows all the papers all over.
Last year's game when we sat with Mark Laird this week, he thought back to
So we've had 2 fumbles by St. Joe's on the day and 1 for Clarence.
Things went south in the first quarter and fell apart fast for his club.
Decent played game, nothing exciting, I would
No,
say.
it was kind of a grinder game, and you know, I mean, 2 teams that have are not the big time strike quarterbacks like we've sometime have seen in the past. But they're both doing a good job managing the game.
And that's exactly
but they're
what
not, they don't have the big throw capability, and so both teams are just grinding it out on the ground. So
Now they're just trying to get through this possession, get the clock down, and get to halftime. Ball just over the 21-yard line. Third down on a long 7.
that flag comes out on 3rd down, and he's got some running room.
On the far side, remember there is a flag.
Yep, flag came down. That's 25 Marzullo. And a good run there. I got a feeling it's going to come back,
Had
though.
a gain of 30 on it, but
Yep,
you're exactly right.
Oh, yeah, it's
That's not
sportsmanlike conduct. What is it? Yeah, I wonder what that is. That's a very bizarre call.
So forget the first down. By the way, forget field position at the 50, the 25.
Non-contact foul on sportsmanlike. I think that could be too many men in a huddle, isn't it?
Get a score before halftime.
Oh, or coaches.
Trying to get
That was on the
That's
coaches, I believe.
actually trying to listen to the explanation, but can't get it.
I don't know. Or it could have been I don't know. It's not even going to speculate on that one because I don't have a feel for what that could be.
We'll just put it down as a personal foul for 15 yards.
Backs them up deep in their own end. Back to the 10-yard
3rd
line.
and 18 from the
Now, I'll ask again. You think he might sit on this on 3rd and 26 seconds left?
Yeah, because I don't think you'd have to run another play
Exactly.
since it's a 25.6. So, I mean, if you just land on it, now we got whistles again. Boy, we were flying along these last 2 minutes. Take about a half an hour.
The old jinxed ourselves. Looks like they're talking about something here. Not quite sure what.
And at halftime, they'll be bringing out the St. Joe's Hall of Fame inductees.
His
Jerry
coach,
Attia from the class of 56. Paul Naska from the class of 86. Chris Nickrens, class of 79. Jeff Senulus, soccer goalie extraordinaire and basketball player, ended up going to the University of New Hampshire.
Charlie Comerford, I saw in a St. Joe's Twitter feed today. He responded that the best athlete he's ever played against was Jeff.
Yeah, he was
Senulus.
amazing. 6'8". So they ran the ball on 4th.
Why is the
and
clock stopped?
The clock stopped. Oh, St. Joe's had another timeout. Shame on you.
They must have.
Stat
Clarence
man.
must have called that
I don't
timeout
know.
earlier. I bet Clarence called a timeout on his possession.
Yep,
and
that
we
was
gave
their
it to
last
St. Joe's.
timeout. He just gave the arrow there, or the signal for no more timeout, so they're going to have to punt it away.
And, of course, I just got done totally my offensive stats for the first half. That always happens.
Yep. And Mike Wyatt from the class of 1974, one of the greatest runners in school's history. He was the first in Western New York to break the 4-minute mile. Went on to a great career in college, Penn State University. Was an NCAA qualifier. Class of 74. Mike Wyatt, Jeff Senulus, class of 98. Goalie on the only soccer team to win a state championship in school's history up to this point.
Only soccer team to win a state
That have
championship?
won, I believe, the state
Catholics?
Yeah. I believe so.
Coach
If
Thorne's
I
done
read
a
that
great
right
job.
this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Coach Thorne's had them there a lot of times. But I'm not sure if they've won the big cross game with Long Island.
From what I understand, it's pretty difficult to do down
Yeah, I
there.
would imagine. So Britton Mann is taking his bit of his beating here today, back to punt it away. See if the Marauders send somebody. Surace blocks it! Louis Surace, and it goes out of the end zone for a safety. Louis Surace, with that lightning speed, makes another big special teams play for a safety. And it's
again,
16-7.
Why Louis is on the team as a sophomore?
That is why.
He's more
You're
than
not-
a kicker.
Absolutely
More
right.
than a kicker. Nice
You know
play.
what? He's an amazing athlete. Not only in football and basketball, his best days are ahead of him. He can defend people and just drive them crazy. And
I'm pretty happy we made that mistake and St. Joe's had that timeout.
yeah,
Good thing I wasn't upstairs. I would say, hey, you got none, you got none.
yeah. So the officials are huddling. Not sure what they could be talking about.
Comes in and blocks the punt. Give the Marauders a 9-point lead. 14.5 seconds to go.
They're making all the students leave that section of the stands. I'm sure it's a safety issue.
Might be tough to get through the crowd there at halftime. Coach Linder is walking past us, the head coach of a 2-0 JV squad, doing a nice job.
Yep, now he's got, new assistant.
We got two new
I
assistants.
said your new assistants. That's why you're undefeated. Now, it's Mueller, and who's your other assistant?
Coach
We're talking about your
Coach-
team.
Coach Latanzio,
There you
both
go.
teachers at St. Joe's.
Good start for the JV Marauders, 2-0.
And, some nerdy guy with pens in his pocket does numbers, and he's the other coach.
So next Saturday, the junior Aquinas will be here?
Friday
The little
afternoon.
Aquinas guys will be here when?
Friday afternoon, 4 p.m.
Friday afternoon, okay. A little JV football on Friday afternoon, Aquinas.
Back to receive
Mark Layer's team down 9.
Aaron Thompson for St. Joe's.
And the wind is going
So,
in his face.
Nico
Watch for
Mullen.
a return here, too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if the Marauders can do anything here in
And they're doing
14,
these little pooch kicks.
14 and a half.
Oh,
And he does. They
smart
try an
play.
onside, and
on
it's
it.
grabbed.
Smart play.
Yep, by Adam Bardick. And 13 seconds to go, no timeouts. I would think Coach Gilbert might throw it up a little bit. That would not
Why not?
surprise me. Take a couple chances downfield.
Put
You
a
got,
couple in the end zone.
you got a field goal kicker.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I mean, the change is, I'm sure Serace.
Right now he's looking at a 56-yarder. The wind is at his back, and I have seen him at practice from over 50.
13 seconds to go.
So the key will be to, get out of bounds, or if you get a first down, get up and snap it.
Yes.
See what kind of clock management they can do if they can make a play first. They got trips out here to the right down in front of us. Byers, number 3, McKenna, 18, Thompson, 2.
I need about
Conchie
10,
after the long.
12 yards here.
Looks to his right, going to throw down left sideline for Peter Masters. The clearance was not fooled at all. Eric Belling, number 1 on the coverage.
Second down and 10 from the 39.
A little surprised at that play. I thought they might hit something intermediate just to try to set up that field goal.
Our cameraman taking a little nap up there. We get a picture of the clouds a couple seconds ago.
He's enjoying a nice Saturday afternoon watching football.
Oh, boy. Uppers Pallier on video, as always. So 7.2. See if they can get something short and, out of bounds. Get Serace in to kick a field goal. What the heck? Sure coach is thinking about that. Trips again. Looks to his left. Throws. He's got his
Sideline.
man. Oh! Peter Masters tried to get out of bounds. I mean, that would have been good enough for a field goal. He was open right out in the left flat.
That would have been
Ball
perfect.
right in his hands, and as he looked to step out of bounds, he didn't complete the catch first.
Would have been at the 29. Would have been a 46-yarder.
Coming up at halftime, Joe Biscay will be talking to one of the dignitaries involved in the
Yep, all the students moving down to under the scoreboard as the stands collapsed. The fence in front of the stands was collapsed, so they're moving the students to. Oh, they're going to put them behind the team. Archer, last play, under pressure, avoids it. Going to try to run left. He does, on his feet still. 30 goes out of bounds inside the 20, and barring anything else, that should be the last play of the half. And it is. So we've played 30 minutes of football here at the Bob. And the Marauders are in front 16-7 in a hard-fought battle.
Very good first half. And we'll get some more updates from Stransky Field at halftime here. And we have 15 minutes on the clock there, Coach Simon.
They have 15 on the clock. I think we're going to take a little break. You can see it on your screen. We'll be back in 15, they'll throw another 3 on top of that. So about 18 minutes from now, be half number 2. We'll be back with all the stats in a little while. Stay with us. Hey, we're back. It's Mark Simon, Timmy Wegren. We're just about ready for second half action here at the Bob, 845 Kenmore Avenue, the Robert T. Scott Complex. Marauders in front 16-7 in a grinder game. What do you got for stats, Tim?
Before we get on the stats, we'll make a note that Bob Scott is actually working right now our section of the bleachers where the Rowdies do their work. The fence somewhat collapsed. Nobody hurt, but it's all roped off, and the Rowdies are on the track.
Yeah, they get the Rowdies behind the players' bench right now.
Back to stats real quick.
Yep,
here.
what do you got?
147 yards, 201 total yards for St. Joe's. A 147 yards rushing, led by Ryan Conshafter, 83 yards on 8 carries. Clarence have 92 total yards, 87 rushing and only 7 passing. Big defensive effort by sophomore Louis Surace Jr., 6 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a big block punt for the safety. And not a lot of passing yardage, which, again, is what we knew, but should be an interesting second half.
The officials on the other sideline talking to Coach Gilbert. Not sure what the issue could be here. I don't know. Sun trying to peek out. It's a fall day here.
It's
it
raining
looks like.
somewhere.
Yep. Dark skies to the east and to the south. Tomorrow, hopefully, they all blow out of here for the big day at Ralph Wilson Stadium, the home opener.
Have we got any feedback?
It will be wild.
Have we got any feedback from our listeners? Am I doing a good job in replacing?
Paul gets all the texts. People don't even have my cell phone number. So,
but you are on Twitter world now.
I am, but I haven't checked Twitter today either. So, you can always follow me on Twitter. I don't even know my handle. It's Coach M. Simon, I think. At Twitter?
For people who do have Twitter, we know Coach Nasca is an easy one to remember. 86 Marauder.
Right.
Tweet him a congrats.
Surace high kick here to start the second half. Taken by Clarence, the up man. He's got some room right up the middle. That's number 12, Nico Mullen. It was also the kicker. So he breaks it out over the 35-yard line. And Clarence will start. 1st and 10, they're down 16-7.
Only a 45-yard kick going into that stiff breeze and a return of 22, which will set up Clarence first down at their 36.
Yeah, you can follow me at Twitter at Coach M. Simon. That is my Twitter handle.
It's an easy one to remember, Mark.
Thank God for Twitter. What do we do without it?
140 characters or less.
Yep.
I struggle with that all the time.
Yep, first one, it's a rollout pass. He's hit from behind, then he throws it, and goes off the head off of Josh Jackson. So Clarence escapes with one there. Excuse me.
That's
for that
actually the
little cough.
second time today he's been under the grass, and I'm surprised the officials haven't blown a whistle trying to protect the defenseless player rule that they're trying to enforce. But regardless, it is a 2nd and 10.
The vocal cord's starting to go.
Good pass.
I was the MC of the Hall of Fame ceremony this morning. So they fake the pitch, and they give it on the
Mr.
dive.
Surace
Yep,
again on the tackle at the knees.
Looks like they gave the ball there to 22. That's Rosala. So it brings up 3rd and maybe 9 or 8 here. They give him 1, 3rd and 9.
I got to go by the excellent clockwork by Al Simmons. I just take a look at that. It says 3rd and 9. That's what I'm going with. It's always hard to see the numbers here from his press box.
Yeah, it is, yep. Well, we'll see if they come out in their shotgun. They've done that on some of these 3rd and longs, and they do. They've got 3 receivers
Trips right
to the right here, and 1 left, lone back. Pinto rolls, throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. Great read by Peter Masters. And it's an interception, and the Marauders take it at the 40.
His 2nd of the year. He had a reception last week down at St. Anthony's.
Yeah, tough throw there. The Marauders looked like they were in maybe 2 deep coverage, Thompson and Masters. And they tried to throw a little seam route, and great read by Masters and the pick. And the Marauders have it 1st and 10 at their 40. We'll see if they come out, start grinding the ball again. They come out in shotgun. Yeah, 2 left, 2 right.
Go the G set.
Conshafter, the lone back. And they give the ball to Conchafter. He tries to find room up the middle. Nothing there. Ryan Schlager on the tackle, so it'll be no gain. Bring up second down. Hope you're enjoying coverage of today's game. Next Saturday we'll be out at Aquinas, where it appears that their top-rated quarterback, Zembiak, has hurt his wrist today. We're not exactly sure, but he may not play next week, and that'll definitely change
At
the scope
halftime,
of the game a little bit. Yep.
we have understand it's his non-throwing hand, but still,
okay.
you would think he's out for at least a couple of weeks with that.
Yep, short pass to Thompson in the flat.
Great
Great block by Grant Byer again. Whew. He just laid out his man there, and Thompson is able to get it to the
Gain of 6.
46-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Essentially, their face mask goes all the way to the side and they end up looking through their ear hole. That's
The Time Warner Cable guys are talking about the ear hole block. The old, after the block is laid out, the defending player is looking out of the corner of his helmet through his ear hole, and it was an ear hole.
So a big 3rd down here.
Nasty blocks to that. 3rd down and 4 for the Marauders.
Must admit, you got to be careful when you say that on the air.
That's it. Shotgun. Archer. Got time. Throws long. And I don't know if it's caught. Incomplete neither. None of the above. Incomplete. I thought Rosala had a chance at it. Masters, that ball kind of hung up there a little bit. So it'll be 4th down, and Surace will come out to punt it away. Good time to thank some of our sponsors. As you can see them, their advertisements draped along the fence. AdPro Sports, E3 Communications, Lancaster Medical, New Era, Cloud Computing, Orville's, and Units, www.unyts.org.
Pretty good kick into the
Yep.
win.
Uh-oh, he calls for a fair catch. I don't think he touched it, though. Took a... Yeah, I imagine a little tricky with that wind up there.
Tell you what, it's only a 35-yard punt, but into the wind with no return yardage. Perfect.
Yeah, and the height on it was fantastic. Well, go to units.org if you want to be a blood donor today. Sign up for an appointment. Fixed locations everywhere in Western New York. Help a neighbor.
Speaking of sponsors, I'm surprised our favorite establishment doesn't have a banner up there yet.
Yep.
I have to work with
We haven't
Michelle.
done the Kenmore Avenue sponsors yet. First down, Pinto
Cordell
fakes
Owens.
it, keeps it himself. Owens on the tackle. 2nd and 10. Yep, our friends at Curry's, right across the street, where there'll be some post-game festivities for Coach Naska's induction today. Always got our friends at Sinatra's, Gigi's, Jovi's,
And they all take care of us.
right
all,
up
no
on
matter,
up and down. 'Cause all you have to do is go up and down Kenmore Avenue.
no matter what the sport, you walk in with your maroon on, they treat you
They
very
do.
well.
So 2nd and 10. Clock runs 8:33, 3rd quarter. Pinto looking, throws over the middle. Oh, what a great catch there by Angelo Marzullo on a good pass from Pinto. So
Gain of 21 on the
yeah,
pass.
that's their biggest pass play of the day, I would think.
Their biggest play of the day.
So it's out to the 47-yard line.
Nice play. Louis Surace was maybe a step behind in coverage. Well thrown football.
Yep. So shotgun again. 2 left, 2 right. They bring him. Marzullo in motion.
Little counter.
And they counterplay, give it to Steven Marzano,
Cordell.
the junior, 5'9", 180. So they lose 5 back to the 43. 2nd and 15.
Cordell Owens, again, staying home. And this type of offense they run, a lot of misdirection. You tell your linebackers and your defensive end, stay home. It's your responsibility. He did just that.
So trips to the right now, 2 left. Now they're going to have 4 receivers on the right-hand side. Pinto looking, throws over the middle. He's got a man wide open. 40, 30, 25, and down at around the 17-yard line. That's number 22 again, Brandon Rizala.
Big gain of 39 yards.
Yep, so 2 big pass plays here for Clarence as they begin to open things up a little bit.
Yeah, they're going away from that wing T and running the G set, which is basically what St. Joe's runs. Man in motion to create something.
They flooded the right side with 4 receivers.
Quarterback did a nice job of getting rid of it just as Luis Arraez came in from the back edge. Coach Romano will always send that back linebacker when they motion away from him. It's an automatic go call.
So they go shotgun again. 5 receivers out in the sets. Now they bring in motion to the short side. Left side, Pinto looking. Got him in, open, and it's in. Touchdown, Angelo Marzullo. And the Red Devils strike, and it's now 16-13. Very impressive drive by Clarence there. Great throws by the quarterback. Receivers were open. Marauder defensive coaches can't be too happy with that.
Not at all. That would be Mr. Pinto's second touchdown pass of the game.
So Nico Mullen in to kick the extra point. Get him within 2.
Drive of 78 yards.
Down, kick up, and it is good.
In 2 minutes 30.
So 6:56 to go here in the third quarter. The Red Devils are making a game of it. It's now 16-14. The Marauders in front. Coach Gilbert gathers them on the sideline. Sure, he was not too happy with the ease the Red Devils went up the field there.
Well, again, 2 big pass plays covering about 70 yards of that 78-yard drive, 60 yards. It looks like the Rowdies have found a new place. Mr. Schneider is letting the boys on the field. That's a first, Mark, I think.
Yeah, it is that they're on the other side. I'm amazed that they are there. But they had to do something with them. There's just too many people here today. Good crowd.
And I believe everybody knows Coach Gilbert, since he came here in 2010, elected to put our home bench on the opposite side of the press box in the stands just so they can talk and hear the players because of the crowd noise on this side of the field.
Good opening day crowd.
They need to respond here.
So Mullen will kick it away. Thompson, Conshafter, and Schaefer back. Going to be returnable. Schaefer takes it at the 17, goes right up the middle, 25, finds a little hole, spurts through it, and down at around the 37 or 8 yard line. So good field position for St. Joe's to start here.
Hey, you know what? That dropped the ball, and they're claiming for the possession, but no doubt.
So St. Joe's will start on their own 30.
See if they come out and try to pound the ball again. 200 yards offense in the first half for St. Joe's, only 92 for Clarence. They got most of that on that last drive down. So I formation, back to the run, gives it to Thompson, follows his blockers, and he's going to bring it out to the 45-yard line, gain of close to 7.
That was pretty much his average on his in the first half, running for 6-7 a pop. Is that Darren Thompson running that ball at the time?
That was. It was. So, 2nd and 3. Archer under center. Gives the ball to Thompson again. He kicks it out to the right side, finds the edge, and
First down.
And a flag comes out, so I'm going to think that's not going to be good news for the Marauders. I'm going to guess a hold. Ball out of bounds just about in midfield, but I don't think it's going to matter, my friend.
It's usually in that position
Yep.
of a hold.
And it is. So they'll move it back from the spot at a foul. Should bring it back to somewhere around the 36-yard line.
St. Joe's 8th penalty of the game so far, and we're only halfway through the third quarter.
So it's going to be 2nd and 12, I'm guessing.
You know, a lot of people will say
13.
penalties early on in the season, they're getting used to the flow of the game. As you know, that frustrates a coach more than anything. Mental mistakes.
Yep, you go from getting the first down now to make it a little tougher, 2nd and 12. Look for the run again. And fakes and throws out in the flat, and he's got McKenna. He faked it to the up back, Bomberski, and McKenna grabs it, but it's a short throw, only out to around the 41-yard line. Going to be a big third down. They hate to have to punt it away again here.
Gain of 5 on that brings up a 3rd and 8.
Yep.
Crucial third down to get the momentum back. They had it at halftime, obviously, with the safety right before the half. Clarence, the last drive, a couple of big pass plays. They need to just keep the chain moving, especially into the wind.
Archer fakes it. Now he's going to throw. Looking long to his left now under some pressure. Just eat it, young man. Yep. And he did. And a big sack and a big rush by the Red Devils, 38, Ryan Schlager.
Got kudos out to Clarence secondary on that. Archer had time to look down the field. He found nobody open. That's what they call a coverage sack.
So the Marauders are going to have to punt it away. They only had it there for about a minute.
You know, 3 and out and punt. That's 2 drives to
And
start
2
out
in a
the
row
second
now,
half.
yeah. Serace gets it away. Little contact, nothing there. The receiver bobbled it, but I'm guessing, St. Joe's has it. Marauders have it. I couldn't see who it was, so I don't know. Not sure who it was.
Julian Smallwood.
Might have been Smallwood.
I
It's
believe
very
Smallwood.
possible. Yep.
We got a replay on this?
You will have it in a second. Yep.
Boy, that delay. That's a long delay there, Coach.
It's about 30-second delay from
miss the
when
next
we
play.
announce it to when it shows up on the screen, somewhere around 30.
All right, well, this opens up a first down for St. Joe's at the 37 of Clarence.
How many turnovers now for the Red Devils?
That's only their second. And we had
So they
2
go-
fumbles in the first half.
They go I formation. He fakes it, going to throw, under pressure, and down he goes at the 45-yard line. So a big answer sack by the Red Devils. Not sure why the Marauders didn't run on that play.
And I apologize, Mark. That was their third turnover.
Third,
One
okay.
fumble.
Right. Well, I knew the
Interception.
turnovers were starting to mount, so that's why I asked that question. I just didn't know the number. So 2nd and 17. Almost got to throw now. We'll see what Coach Gilbert decides. They pitch it to Thompson. Finds some room up the right sideline. He is just lightning quick. He stepped out of bounds, though, at the, it's like the 37 maybe?
38. Oh, no. We'll call it the 37.
So big third down here. Third and
10. 3rd and 10.
Yep, got to get to right around the 27. So 3rd and 10 they got on the scoreboard.
Just like the game of golf.
Running
when
out
you're
of the eye
putting
again.
and you're
Peter
still
Masters right. Grant Beyer down the bottom of your screen left. Pitch to Thompson. See if he can find some running room. He creates a bunch on his own, but he's out of bounds, well short of what's needed. 4th down, what do you do
I
here
believe
at the
Coach
30?
Gilbert will keep it.
He
it
may
on.
go for it. I don't know if he can kick a field goal from there. Be
Not into the
30, be
wind.
50 yards. Yeah, big.
More of a crosswind
Yeah,
now.
it's more of a.
swirling.
Yep, the wind is blowing from Gigi's.
What I was going to say is it's like in golf when you putt and the worst words you want to hear is you're still away. Well, in football, it's 3 and out.
Yep.
And
Right, yeah.
Masters and McKenna to the right. Thompson.
Well said. So they go to the shotgun. Conchafter
Ryan Conch.
on the right side of Archer.
Clarence comes after Archer here.
Receivers 2 left, 2 right. Archer's going to throw.
He'll take it himself.
Steps up.
He got
See,
it.
can he get the first down? He does. Great run, and he's still on his feet, and he can see where he goes out of bounds. Great job by David Archer. Back to pass. Found some running room. You know what? He made a quick decision. I'm going on my own. And he did a great job there. You
Down
know,
to
because he's
15.
he's quick.
You know, he's deceivingly quick.
Right.
He doesn't look like
Yep.
he's moving.
Yeah.
And just a superb athlete, I believe. Good catcher with Coach Nasca,
Yep.
baseball
Yeah, he
team.
was the starting catcher all season. Did a great job behind the plate.
He took a year off last year for football to play fall baseball. He was a starter here as a sophomore, as a safety. Great athlete.
So first down inside the 15.
For St. Joe's.
Give the ball to Thompson. He's met right in the heart of the Clarence
That was our-
defensive line.
The first down by St. Joe's in the second half on that run play.
Thompson and Conchafter, both juniors, both played on defense.
Gain of 3, second
So
down,
they're just outside the 10 now. On second down. 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Great football game. St. Joe's 16, Clarence 14. The Marauders are knocking on the door.
You know, I just realized Clarence has cheerleaders. We're not used to
They
seeing
do
them
have
here
cheerleaders.
at the Bob.
Haven't given the ball to Conchafter in a while. See if you can find some room right up the middle. Yep, they pitch the ball to Thompson. Cuts back. Good read there, yep. He's late flag comes in here. I don't know what that could be.
It's in that bad area again,
Yeah,
where usually
yeah.
it's a hold.
It is a hold. I've seen the preliminary sign. So
And it is.
that play is going to come back.
holding against St. Joe's.
That's now St. Joe's 9th penalty of the game.
Not good. And a lot of them have been at
Inopportune times.
yep.
Took the words
Take
right
away
out.
first downs. They've had a couple of
And you know,
penalties that just the timing was not right.
that was on play side. So, again, you don't know if he gets those yardage without it, but regardless, it brings up a 2nd 11 from the
16-yard
16,
line? Yep, right around the 16. Yep.
L's got to change the clock, and he does. Ball on the 16.
Out of the eye. Archer pitches it to Thompson. He fouls Conchafter. He's going to have to run to the outside now.
Nice job by Clarence D.
Yeah. The block. I think he almost had to cut back a little bit there, and he didn't. Conchafter didn't get the seal for Thompson, so it's 3rd and 11.
Clarence is doing a very nice job of spotting when they're throwing sweep plays into the mix here and running sideline to sideline to get in position.
Right now, St. Joe's is 3 of 6 on third down conversions. Let's see if we can go 4-7.
He might kick a field goal from here if he had to.
I think he would.
We'll see what the down and distance is. It's 3rd and 11.
You want to use up this clock, though.
Yep. Bayer split to the left. Masters to the right. Conchafter and Thompson in the eye. They fake the pitch.
Nice
Looks
play.
for Bayer across the middle. He goes up and gets it. Great catch by Grant Bayer.
Beautiful.
We'll see. Is it enough for the first down?
I believe
think
it
it
is. I
is.
put it
Yep.
about the
Just
2-yard line.
yeah. I think they're going to market it around the 4.
4.
But it is
Should be
enough for a
enough.
first down. Wait for the official signal here. Haven't seen it yet. Have you? Oh, no. I guess
no.
he's a little short.
Oh, Kuchek the
Wow.
mark.
Yeah, I'm
That was
kind of. I can't see where the sticks are across the way.
They're
But
right about
obviously
at the
nobody's saying
5, yep.
anything. So
right inside about the 4-yard line.
big
Coach Gilbert-
4th and 1 here, just inside the 5. Conchafter and Thompson in the eye. Will Archer keep it himself? He does. Let's see. Can
Get
he
down.
grind his way through? He's still on his feet, and
He's
he
in.
might even be in for a touchdown. David Archer, with the help of Conchafter behind him,
Second
pulls
effort.
his way in for 5 yards and a Marauder touchdown.
All second effort, David Archer. At first, I was going to say get down. You got the first. He had
He had a
thought
little help
otherwise.
with Conchafter pushing from behind.
Always racing for the extra point here.
So it's an 8-point lead again, 22-14. Critical extra point to put it on 9. So it becomes a 2-score game. Everything down, up, and it is good. Luis Cerez puts the point in, and it's 23-14. 1 minute, 14 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
Tell you, that's what you do after you get a turnover like that muffed
Yep.
punt. Big, gutsy call by Coach Gilbert. 4th and 1. And Archie says, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
I have your back on that.
Yeah, turnover hurt there.
We have 1:14 left in this third quarter.
We do. We're limping along here.
Help them regain some confidence and get back down into Clarence territory. Now Clarence has to do the whole uphill climb.
Well, can Clarence answer will be the next thing.
Last time you saw the offensive line get the push, you saw the left side of the line kind of seal things off. Left guard Brandon Kostolnik, left tackle David Berger.
Some college football scores. And today, Missouri, 20th ranked in the country, 31-10 over UCF. Boise with a 10-point lead over Connecticut. Georgia Southern, a big underdog, 17-point underdog at Georgia Tech, has the lead, 38-35. Whoa. Syracuse putting a hurt on Central Michigan.
Georgia Southern
33-3.
over G-Tech.
Yep. Jim McCoy, Buffalo News reporter and photographer down on the side in front of us. Cerez kicks, takes a big bounce, picked up by Nico Mullen, and he brings it outside the 20, and it's on the ground.
Fumble.
Yeah, let's see.
I think he was down by contact.
We'll see what the officials
See
call
what they
here.
say.
Yep, we'll see. Yep, no, they call it a fumble. Wow, turnover number 4. And if the Marauders can knock one in here, do you see who picked that one up?
I did not, Coach
Oh, you might have a
Simon.
chance here.
I'll be honest with you. I really thought he was down by contact. Again, that's why I'm up
Yeah,
to the booth.
I was surprised, yep.
This is where you really take advantage of other teams' miscues.
Yep, Clarence is just shooting themselves in the foot. So the good teams will make them pay for it. We'll see if the Marauders can do that. We got movement on St. Joe's line. I imagine it'll be a 5-yard penalty that'll push them back to the 30-yard line.
St. Joe's has had the ball so far for 8.5 minutes of a 12-minute quarter with 1 left due to the last 2 times Clarence has touched the ball. A muffed punt, now a fumble on the kickoff.
Yep, after they came out with the, they got the game to 2 points.
Correct.
They've kind of just self-destructed here. But still a lot of football to go. So 1st and 15.
I don't like the York Carey. I really think he could have done better.
Fake the handoff, pitches down to Thompson, tries to find the right edge. And he gets around the 25-yard line maybe?
Gain of 4.
Gain of 4. Inside of a minute now. Yep, they're going to give him 4 yards.
Takes Mr. Thompson up to 59 yards on a day on 11 carries.
Yep, 50 seconds to go.
I think Coach Gilbert, one more play, get some of the wind at your back.
They've got some really tough games coming up.
Running back to a pro set now. They've gone on to the G.
Yep.
Conchafter to fullback.
Fakes the handoff, throwing up the sideline
Great ball.
for Peter Masters.
Great
He's
ball.
got it. Out of
Out of
bounds, though.
bounds.
Yep.
Pretty pass.
Yep, pretty pass and catch, but out of bounds. So it's now 4th down with 21 seconds to go.
Third down, you said, Mark?
Is that 3rd down?
Third.
Oh, okay.
Be third and another long 11.
Yep, Masters, he's down at the corner of the end zone. Our new trainer, Tim.
Tim Williams is his last name.
Okay, thank you. I just briefly met him this morning.
Came over from the Frontier School District.
Right.
Listen to Mr. Schneider.
Our former trainer, Celia Matthias, has moved on to bigger and better things with Excelsior Orthopedics. And
And we also got to wish her a congratulations. She got married over the summer, I believe. I think I saw something. thought you would
I
know.
can't. I don't. She was getting married. Yes, I just don't remember the date. So I don't remember if it has happened or if it's going to happen soon. But
I believe she did get married.
okay.
I thought
I lose
our
track
first
of
week
it.
of football.
I knew
camp,
we were getting close. Yes. Yeah. I think you're right.
I thought she was on her honeymoon. That's why she wasn't there. Then I was informed, no, she moved on.
Yeah. But she did a great job, and she's going to be sorely missed by all of us. But we wish her well in her new endeavors.
It's really only our third trainer, like in the last 20 years.
Yep.
We had Melissa
Hudecki.
and Celia for a good 18 years or so between the two of them. Another 3rd and 11 coming up. 22 seconds left in a quarter. Again, that win, it's really not in anybody's favor. I'm looking at it right now, and it's going west to east, straight over the middle of the field. Nobody's favor. See if Mr. McShay can give us an update on that Kenesha score, Stransky.
31-0.
The score is 31-0 for those other guys, our friends from Delaware Avenue.
Hey, folks, that game is going to be early this year, October the 3rd or 4th, whatever
October
that
4th.
Saturday is. 4th?
Yep.
October 4th. So the schedule goes as this:
Week 5.
Aquinas next Saturday afternoon. St. Francis then will be here in a big game on September 27th. The following week, Canisius will be here. Then on October 11th, the Marauders will travel to Rochester to play UPrep, a new school down in the Rochester area.
How new is that school?
It's new at least for playing us in athletics, so I don't know how many years the school has been open. So 3rd and 11 here. Gives the ball up.
Little
misconnection in the backfield. And Conchi, after at least picks the ball up and is going to be dropped inside the...
Could be a 44-yard field goal if Coach thinks about it, or he's going to let the clock run.
Yeah, he's got a chance to think about it. Yep.
Yeah, let the clock run. And third quarter is over.
So, yep, what a mess that play was in the backfield. And the horn goes. We've played 3. The Marauders in front 23-14 on Hall of Fame Induction Day here at St. Joe's.
Football when we get back. They've got the 9-point lead going into the 4th. On Time Warner.
A reminder that the concession
Good to see some familiar faces today. A lot of the Spitlers were here. Kevin Spitler, Andrew, Timmy Spitler.
27 and Monday, September 28th.
I'm trying to look at down some numbers here. I'm sorry, from that third quarter. Not a lot of yardage. Only about 60 yards total offense. Both teams combined, 50 for St. Joe's. Clarence, well, I apologize. Clarence had the one long drive of 78 yards, so about 120 yards of offense.
Joe Wolf.
3 turnovers for Clarence in that third quarter.
Yeah, very costly for them.
I have a funny feeling we're going to see sophomore Louis Serace Jr. come out and attempt a 46-yarder.
Why not?
Why not? Last week at St. Anthony, going into a stiff Long Island breeze.
Yep, here he comes.
He kicked a nice 37-yarder into the wind.
I'd say this will be 46 crosswind. It's really blowing probably, well, my phone tells me it's northwest, so that looks like the way the flag is blowing.
Again, no block used whatsoever. Louis kicks right off the turf.
So on the 46, Masters will hold it. Good snap. He's got it. It's going to be just a little short.
Didn't get all of that.
And it was going to be a little wide, I think, as well. So Clarence will take over at the 20-yard line. 11:54. Clarence had a fair amount of passing yards in quarter 3.
They ended up with 60 passing yards on 2 of 3 attempts.
Yeah. So they made some big plays on that drive.
That was that drive. Exactly.
You get their touchdown. So
I'm sure Dennis Gilbert won't like 8/75 penalties line, stat line, and neither team is third down. Big thing is Clarence dodges the bullet. Now they get the ball.
So you open the window and the bees start coming in here. What's going on?
It's only a 9-point game. Scott Pinto did a great job passing.
Pinto hands the ball off.
Back
And I'm sure that was to Rosala.
That was one of those gang tackle by the interior of the St. Joe's line. Everybody gets an assist on that one. Tafari Akono, Julian Smallwood, haven't mentioned his name much today. Connor McKenna.
11:30, quarter 4. Marauders up 9. Joe Wolf here today, as I said. Paul Lisacci in the house.
Always good to see
Former
Mr.
baseball coaches. Rick Mariano is here. Jimmy Coleman, Pinto, under pressure, and down he goes. Julian Smallwood, as the defensive backfield for the Marauders did a great job there on coverage, and Pinto had nothing to do but just eat it there.
Another 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Clarence, they don't need a 3-and-out here.
Clarence is 1 of 5 on 3rd down conversions so far today before this attempt.
So they'll go shotgun. They've got 5 receivers in the pattern, 3 right to the top of your screen, 2 to the left. Yeah, they bring a man in motion. They'll have 4 on the right side. Pinto looks, throws over the middle. There could be a flag here for interference, and there is.
Oh,
and there was.
Came from the back, Judge. How can that be? That guy's looking right at it.
The other guy right there, I don't know if he saw it, to be honest.
It was
with
interference.
You. Definitely was interference. Yeah. Yep. No question about that. So that'll be 15 yards. So we talked about untimely penalties. This is another one, because it's going to give them a first down instead of 4th and 10. It's now 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Still a 2-score game with the Marauders up 9 points.
The ball's up at the 34-yard line of the Red Devils. Check your wristband to make sure we're on the same page here.
And that was about.
I hate to say this, that's over 100 yards in penalties. So that's 105 yards on 11 flags for
the Marauders' problem has been penalties. The Red Devils' problem has been turnovers. 3 receivers right now. They bring a motion back to the. Under some pressure, steps up, and he is going down. Julian Smallwood again with some great help from his teammates. The pressure that came from the outside with McKenna and Cordell Owens. They made Pinto have to step up.
Good coverage downfield. He tried to step up. I think everybody was covered, and the rush finally got to him. Julian Smallwood, if you notice, is wearing a linebacker number, but again, started last week as a linebacker. This week they put him down as a down lineman, and I think it's a good decision so far using his speed.
So shotgun again. They bring a receiver back to the left side. Looks like they're going to throw long. Could have been a penalty there. Great pass and catch. There he goes all the way. Touchdown. Let's see. I don't know. I can't see down to the corner. Touchdown. Yep. Wow. Angelo Marzullo, 70 yards. And lightning has struck here, and the Red Devils are back in the game. Wow.
That is Mr. Marzullo again?
Yes, it was. Yep, we're going to look at it here on the replay on our laptops. Yep, great throw. He just got behind the coverage. So 70 yards. The quarterback's been able to make plays for him here in the second half.
Quick strike.
Mullen kick up, and it is good. 9:29 to go here, and it's now 23-21. The Marauders cling to a 2-point lead.
I hear the Time Warner broadcast guys talking about what a different type of offense this is from what they see in a Clarence pass, that quick strike, and I tend to agree.
No, they're absolutely right. Yep, I mean, this is a totally different offensive team here in the second half. We haven't seen very much of the wing. They've spread it out a little bit more. And the quarterback, what's he, 4 for 5?
I tell you what, he was only 2 of 6 in the first half for 7 yards. How about 3 or 4 only in the second half for 130?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So
Marauders
Got
are
our
going to
work
have
cut
to.
out.
Yeah, they got to answer now. That's all.
the difference right now in this ball game is that one blocked punt, which gives the Marauders a 23-21 score. Other than that, it's been a pretty evenly matched game on both sides.
Yep.
And Clarence really didn't have the ball at all in the third quarter with their 3 turnovers.
So, it goes back to that penalty.
Yes. Again,
Another untimely penalty, which would have been 4th and 10 and made it 1st and 10.
that's a good point.
Whoop. Tried a quick, I'm not sure what that was, but he kicks it out of bounds.
He just don't want to go to our deep guys. And not that I
Yeah, I'm sure they want to keep it away from Thompson. But you're going to give him, the ball at the 35-yard
at the
line?
40, I believe.
Yeah.
I can never remember where they put
High
it
school?
in
Yeah.
high school.
Let's not forget this fact, too, Howard. That drive was done on 3rd and long, and they had a silly defensive pass interference call. That extended the drive. Clarence.
Yep, so they'll mark it at the 35. Now they're going to have to answer back. 9:29 to go. The 10th penalty helped the Red Devils out there. Archer's in the shotgun. Conchafter on his right. He's looking to throws over the middle. He's got Grant Byer, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 26-yard. Great pass by Archer.
Now, Grant Boyer is interesting. He's a transfer from Wills
Yep,
South.
Grant joins us from Williamsville South. He will be an instrumental part of this Marauder basketball team this year.
I knew you knew that name for a reason.
I do. I've spent the summer with Grant. He's a great
Good
young
kid.
man.
Very nice.
We're blessed to have him at St. Joe's, and he's a heck of an athlete. So Archer gives it to Conchafter, and
Got a
he
little room.
breaks it out to the left side. Inside the 30, up the sideline, 20. Look at him go, and he's
Shoulder.
out of bounds. They're going to have him stepped out at the 13-yard line. So we haven't heard much from Conchafter here in the second half, but we do there. It's about
Gain of 26.
26 yards.
Puts him over 100 for the day. He's got 109 yards on 10 carries. Only his second carry of the second half.
Well, we talked about needing an answer, and they've definitely done that. So at the 13, get in the shotgun. Look for Conchafter again here. I don't think Coach will get too crazy and put it in the air. And he gives it to Conchafter. Tries to go left side. Nothing there. Cuts it back, right?
Yep.
And up the field and inside the 10.
Down about the
8-yard line.
Yard
Yep.
line.
Yep.
Another
So 5 tough yards for Ryan Conchafter there. But it'll be second. So they got it at the 9. 2nd and 6. 8:30 to go now. Touchdown is the only answer here to make it a 2-score game.
If you notice, Coach Gilbert's been running to the short side of the field on some of these running plays. Clarence has got some speed on the outside and their linebackers to get our guys from behind.
Yep, fakes it
Good
to
read by
Conchafter, cuts
Archie.
it up himself, and Archer gets inside the 5. He's going to be very close to the first down. See where they
I
mark
think
it.
Coach Gilbert's going to watch a little film on that and say, Archie, take it to the outside. He's an elusive runner, and it was a great run. I believe if there was a blocker out there, I don't know who it was, maybe Byer, that was setting up a block for him.
Yep. 3rd down and 1. It's just 2-down territory here. If they don't get it here, I'm sure he'll go for it on 4th. This could be the one to put the nail in this thing. Under center, look for the quarterback sneak again. Nope. Hands it off to Thompson. Behind Conchafter, and Thompson is in. Touchdown, Darren Thompson.
His third of the
5
game.
yards. 3rd TD, and there's a late flag that came in. It might be a face mask. I thought I saw Thompson's helmet get grabbed. We'll see here. Face mask, yep, that's what I thought, yep. So it is a touchdown. Big answer there, buddy.
We say it again, you have to answer, and St. Joe's did answer it now with another drive. Every time Clarence has got within 2 points, they seem to answer.
2 minutes and 10 seconds, maybe? Am I reading your sheet right? That drive was
2 minute, 10 seconds, 65 yards.
wow. This race now into to kick the point. He should be in to kick the point. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to go for 2 here. Come on. Get this thing back on 9 points. Got the Mercy flights going over to. Looks like they're heading towards ECMC maybe. Kick is up and good. So Surace adds on the ever important 9th point, and it's now St. Joe's 30, Clarence 21, 7:19 left in the game.
Darren Thompson's now up to 64 yards for the day on 12 carries and 3 scores, 2 4-yard scores and a 5-yard score.
Wow, the most impressive thing, every time Clarence scored, the Marauders came right back down and marched it right up the field and got a touchdown.
And that was a little
to
mixed
build
drive
the 9.
on that, too.
Yeah.
Nice pass play to Grant Beyer on a nice post pattern for 26.
Yep.
Nice run by Conch to get down there.
Yeah, they mixed it up a little bit.
Conchafter.
Yeah. Got Conchafter back in bounds.
Good ball game. I think everybody's getting their money's
Very
worth.
entertaining.
I
Absolutely.
know.
I know. We're getting our money's worth.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
all right. Costs us money to call this game, doesn't it, Mark?
Well, by the time the day's over, yes. That's well said.
Anyways, where would you rather be than watching a high school football game on a fall Saturday afternoon?
No, I agree. I love this time of the year.
Golf would be nice, but, you know. It's
This
time for
is,
that.
yeah. Then we get closer to basketball season.
I bet Jack is on a golf course somewhere. This
He
afternoon.
could be playing today. He may have played this morning.
Now, with the win, again, sophomore Louis Surace hasn't really worked with any kick-in specialist yet. He gets a little underneath it sometimes.
Yeah, plus remember, they put that face mask.
See- oh, yeah.
They moved the ball up to the 45.
Not a
So,
long kick.
yep. So that Marzullo gets it to the 25. So, not too bad there. But, yeah, they kicked it at the 45
Yeah.
due to the penalty.
25-yard line, first and 10.
All right, defense. Let's see if we can do some work here. 7:13 on the clock. Clarence is first down at their 26. Sorry, is that your job, the color guy?
What's that? I'm
I
not the
mean-
color guy. I'm the play-by-play. You're the color guy. Play-by-play color. You're the color analyst.
Color
And we'll
analyst.
use the word analyst. So analyze something, will you?
You break down, analyze it. It's pretty scary.
Pinto to pass. They're in the shotgun. Down the sideline throws and over the head of his intended receiver, Johnny
Good pressure.
Schmidt.
Good pressure again put on by Cordell Owens.
Yeah, Lauren Brill here from Channel 4 Sports down on the sidelines. Got the Conley Cup guys are here today.
Saw Channel 2 and WGRZ. It's always a big matchup when we have a private versus a public school. And I believe, in 2 weeks, we have Canisius traveling down to Jamestown.
Yes, I think the week they played Friday night. I think
Yeah.
the weekend we play St. Francis.
Yes,
So
next
second
week.
down. Pinto throws up the left sideline, and lucky break there as the Marauder defender Bomberski falls down. And 28, it was intended for Johnny Schmidt. So little break there. So third down at 10. 7:01 now to go.
You are correct. Week 4 when we play St. Francis.
Yeah, I think they
Canisius
play September
goes to
26th,
Jamestown.
I believe.
Next week they travel down to Walsh Jesuit
Right.
in Ohio, which Ohio football is a little different than New York State football. It's tough.
A little bit.
Third and 10.
So third down and 10 for
Look for Coach Fermato to send somebody here. He doesn't like sitting back. 4 at the line of scrimmage.
70-yard touchdown.
He sends 4.
Yep, and under
Good
pressure, he
rush.
throws it up in the air, and incomplete. Peter Masters was there. I was looking for a flag. I thought maybe Clarence jumped a little early, but
Smart
no
play
flags.
Smart play by Masters. You see where he had position on the guy, didn't go up and hit him, didn't try to get interference. He knew the ball was going out of bounds. Made sure the receiver didn't come down with it. Very, very smart by the senior.
So 4th down. See if they punt it away or what they're going to do. I don't see their regular punter, though.
Peter, I saw, got a
Up there he is.
scholarship.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah, Britton Mann. Okay.
Peter Masters got a scholarship for lacrosse. I
He's
can't
pretty,
remember the name of the school.
I broadcast the lacrosse games. He's pretty good lacrosse player.
Too many men in a huddle for Clarence.
Yep. So that'll move it back 5 to just over the 20.
Their first penalty of the second half.
The Marauders got to find a 6-minute drive then to end this thing.
I find it hard to believe Clarence has only had 1 penalty in the second half because I'm so used to writing down the penalties for the good guys. All right, 3rd and 15 now. Or 4th and 15, excuse me.
Still a little bit banged up playing through that injury today.
They're punting.
Marauders, nobody back deep. Uh-oh, bad snap. Man gets it off.
Poison, as they say.
Yep, get away. It's going to take a clearance bounce and be downed at the 47-yard line. That's where the Marauders will take it up 9, 30-21 on Hall of Fame Day here.
Now, just as we said earlier about going 3 and out, that's the best thing you want to hear if as a defensive coordinator. After your team scores to take a 9-point lead, put the defense out there, go 3 and out. And they only use 30 seconds of clock on that, on all 3 pass plays.
I mean, it's been a game of touchdowns back and forth. That's the last few possessions. We'd score, they'd score, we'd score, they'd score.
Be nice to use a little clock up on this, though.
Yep. The eye, Bomberski and Darren Thompson. Give the ball to Thompson. And he grinds his way for a couple of tough ones to the Clarence 45-yard line.
2 hands on a football, very smart.
The sun is out again. Hopefully this weather is going to blow its way through here.
Well,
so we have perfect conditions at the Ralph tomorrow.
Have we spoke about that game yet? Probably one of the mostly highest anticipated game in Buffalo in a long time. Obviously, due.
Yeah. I've been a season ticket
the
holder for
Willis
35
situation.
years, so
God bless
I'm
Ralph
excited
Wilson.
for tomorrow. It'll
They're
be a
gonna honor
special.
Ralph.
Yeah, it's going to be a special day. It'll be a tearjerker day, without a doubt, for those of us that live for the Bills. Thompson on the pitch, and he grinds his way to the.
Stay in bounds, Darren. He did not.
No, he did not. 42-yard, 41 or 2. We'll see where they spot it. Yep, so the clock stopped at 5:59 now. Ball just short of the clearance 40. Third and
3.
3rd and 3, 3.5. 3 3/4. But big play. Because I would think they would punt it away. But you never know with Coach Gilbert.
No, you don't.
You don't know. He's got a little gambler in him.
We haven't seen any.
So I formation. Give the ball to Thompson. Fouls his blocking, and it's going to be very, very close. I think short, though.
Mark, I would have to agree with you. We're looking right down at it. I'm at the 42, and he needs to get to the 37.
Yeah, no, he's there a little
football
definitely
length.
short. Yeah, he's short a yard.
We have a clearance player.
Yep, clearance player down.
I'm going to give Darren 3 yards on that. Well, 2, technically, because it was 3rd and 3. Getting back to the game tomorrow, though, at the Ralph. Again, Miami's in town, and it used to be, still is, I think, our biggest rival here as Buffalo Bill fans.
Well, they're rivals now because we're 1-0. Both teams 1-0.
Both teams 1-0.
Yep.
But, and again, everybody in Buffalo knows Ralph Wilson, I think, did a lot for his community, keeping that team here through the years, and you would have to believe that there was something written in his trust on the will that the next person would make sure that team stayed in Buffalo.
Yep.
Before we'll have that discussion, let me remind
And Mr. Pagula is doing a pretty good job in the city of Buffalo.
Yeah, thank God for him.
You know, I figured it out real quick. He spent almost $2 billion in the last 6 years between buying the Sabres, the Harbor Center, the Buffalo Bills, Penn State hockey rink, and I believe he donated money down to Houghton College, where his wife went to school.
Yeah.
Let's hope everybody's okay here.
Yeah, it's bringing out the stretchers, hopefully just in a precautionary move. Yeah, he's moving his arm, so a lot of this just is maybe precautionary.
And as you know, St. Joe's does a lot to protect the student athletes. You got an ambulance crew on here on staff all game long, right on the field.
Yep. Oh, they're still just trying to assess. They may not need the stretcher right now. They've just brought it out for precautions. He's going to try to sit him up a little bit. I can tell you who it is now. It's number 80, Tommy Woodward. So he's got him sitting up, so that's a good thing. Yep, need to take precautions here for sure. Oh, good. They took his helmet off, so yep, that is a good sign. Yep, he's moving his arm, so it doesn't appear that he'll be put in a stretcher. See? College football, we got a little upset going on in Virginia Tech. The 17th ranked Hokies losing to East Carolina 21-14. 6:30 to go there.
Now, we all know Coach Nass is pretty good with mascots, right? I think he knows every college in America. Is it the Pirates at East Carolina?
It is the Pirates, yes.
Wow. Give one for
It
10.
is. Very good. Georgia Southern losing 42-38. Georgia Tech in front of Georgia Southern. Pittsburgh 26-16 over FIU. West Virginia, Maryland in a shootout 37-37. Bowling Green leads Indiana 39-35. Kent State or Ohio State putting a hurt on Kent State 66-0. There. UMass leads Vanderbilt. That's a surprise. 31-26. Louisville 21-20 over Virginia. That's a close one. 21st ranked Cardinals. Air Force 28-10. Oregon, number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks 26-7 over Wyoming.
Number 80 for Clarence, Tom Woodward. They put the stretcher off the field.
Yep.
And he's going to be walking out with a little help from his coaching staff and their trainer.
Yep. A little help from his friends, yeah.
Good to see. Mr. Schneider's everywhere. He was fixing a fence earlier. Now he's on the field with the trainers. Looks like a lower back by the way he's.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's hope he's okay. Quick rundown of some St. Joe's numbers here is we have Ryan Conchafter leading St. Joe's ball carriers with 113 yards on 11 carries. Ryan Conchafter has 73 yards on 15 carries. And receiving-wise, 2 catches for Grant Beyer for 37 yards. And Darren Thompson having a quietly, I don't say a quiet big day, he scored 3 times. 2 receptions for 60 yards to go along with his 75 yards in rushing. And we're back to a big 4th and 1.
Yep, we are. Here we go, 4th and 1. Archer gives it to Conchafter, and he finds a hole and gets inside the 35. Move those chains. First down, St. Joe's.
Gain of 5.
5:35 to go. And Clarence probably, I don't think they've used the timeout.
No, I don't believe
so
either team
at
has
some
used
point
one.
they're going to have to use them. Maybe this will be the drive here where they.
From the 33 of the Red Devils.
We have Jacob Bunbursky in at fullback.
Yep. Give the ball to Conchafter. He finds some room over the left guard and gets it inside the 30-yard line. Gain of about 5.
5, as usual. Now, you know Jake is a transfer, or you don't know that since he's not a basketball guy?
I did not know that.
He's a transfer from the Lakeshore District.
Okay.
Good friends with McCarthy family. And junior Mike McCarthy we haven't talked about yet.
No, we didn't really. Yeah, that's true. We had not talked about the loss of who was going to be the starting quarterback this season. Mike McCarthy had, MCL or meniscus or
playing a pickup basketball game.
Yeah. He's had, poor Mike's had more injuries than anybody deserves. So he's out for the season.
Recovering well, though. You're talking with him and his
Pitch
dad.
to Conshafter. Blocking the back's going to be called on McKenna. So this is going to come back. There was no gain on the play. So, yeah, McCarthy was out for the season, which made Archer the starting quarterback. And then what conceivably could have been the starting quarterback, his name escapes me, who transferred.
Tyler Shanahan?
Stranahan, yes. Left St. Joe's. He would have been the starting quarterback. So Archer's the guy.
And doing well.
And he's doing well. Yeah, absolutely. And he's only going to get better each week. So 4:28 though to go. Now it's second down and a whole bunch. Second and 22.
12th penalty on our Marauders of the day.
Yep. They got plenty to work on. I don't think there's any question about that.
Without a doubt. And again,
still a lot of work to do.
Traveling to Rochester next Saturday afternoon to take on the number one ranked team. Well, was the number one ranked team in New York State, but it looks like that they will fall from that, losing to Canisius.
Yep. Archer keeps it on the read option. Clarence will burn the timeout here. 4:20 left in the contest. Well, he's got to use them, so they can get a stop here. Use another timeout, and they'll force a punt. Again, it's that untimely penalty.
How many times you said that today, Mark?
Yeah, I've said it a lot. Untimely amount of times.
Always nice to see. It was a pretty good crowd here. We haven't talked about
nice
crowd
crowd.
yet.
No,
Neither
it was
for
nice,
a home opener.
nice crowd.
Open up the door.
Yeah, it was
full crowd to the
Clarence
left.
always travels well. Yep.
That is true. Full crowd
Yep,
to the right.
imagine the gate was pretty good. Jerry Smith of the Red Raiders of St. Francis has seen enough. Umbrella in hand, out the door he goes.
Thankless job, you high school coaches. How much time do you spend filming and scouting and coaching?
Yeah, thank God we have this huddle, though, now. At least you don't have to go watch games. You can watch them on your computers of the opponents. It saves a lot of wear and tear, especially in basketball. It's a tough gig. In the winter, you're driving, scouting. So now we do it all online. Third down. Fake's going to throws up the sideline for Masters. He's got him, and it's going to be enough for the first down. Wow.
3rd and 20 from the 43.
Yep.
That's the
Coach
same.
Gilbert said, let's throw and get the first down and basically put an end to this thing.
Gain of 30 on that.
Yep.
You remember the play in the third quarter on the far side? It's the exact same play down the sidelines.
Yep.
Nice pass and
Archer, nice patch and catch with Peter Masters. So now the Marauders can run it here. Ball at the 13-yard line. But good bounce-back effort after last week's tough trip to Long Island.
Brings Mr. Archer up 6'11" on the day for 132 yards. Another 35 or so yards rushing. Efficient game.
Yep, they give it to Conshafter. Stay in bounds. Keep that clock going. See if Clarence will use any timeouts. Next Saturday in Aquinas. Aquinas, as of this morning, was the 48th ranked team in the country, according to the USA Today poll. That will change, though, after today, especially if the loss of Zembiak and, they're soon an All-American quarterback.
Do you
when
think
it's
our
over.
friends,
it's only a junior.
Friends from Delaware Avenue have a chance to go up in that poll? Beating them up?
I don't know. It's possible. So,
when you
clock
get outside,
runs 3:30.
Outside the polls in New York State,
second down.
There's a lot of things that go on.
No, absolutely. Can't put any stock in any high school poll.
Thank you.
Conshafter takes it.
Stay in bounds, Ryan.
That's a statewide poll, right? Yeah, anything. You mean you can compare teams locally?
Yes, and
You know,
that's
but once you get out of it,
you don't play the same
Yeah,
competition,
you
the
can't.
same
You can't,
common
yeah.
opponents.
Right.
Especially then you go state to state, and we all know the caliber
Right.
of play is different.
so 3rd down and 8, 3:13 left. The Hall of Fame festivities will begin shortly at Curry's.
Third and 8 at the 12.
So Marauders put close to probably 400 yards of offense, I would think, today.
They had 201 in the first half. They're at about 380 right now.
So a
For
good
the day.
offensive production day. Fakes the pass, throws to the corner of the end zone for Byer, and just over his head. It'd have been out of bounds anyway.
If there's such a thing as a good incomplete, that was a good ball, though. You see what that
Yeah.
ball was? Only one person can get that, and that's Grant.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll field goal here or not. Why risk it?
While the clock's already stopped,
Yeah, I
Take a
would.
timeout,
Why risk
think
it?
about
Oh, he's going to kick.
well,
I don't
Nothing
know
wrong.
I don't know what it gets you.
nothing wrong with giving the sophomore confidence, too. Remember,
Yeah, but you know, you could have a block. You could have a lot of bad things could happen here.
this attempt will be from the 18 to make it a 28-yarder. He's already missed from 46, a little short to the left. Crosswind going right to left.
Everything's good, and it is no good.
Missed
Yep,
the
it was
left.
to the left.
That wind.
Yeah, I think he just pulled that thing right out of the gate. I mean, he hit it. He hit it strong.
Now on the other side, again, he'd be devil's advocate on everything. So you have a young field goal kicker. Now he's missed 2. Maybe he'll be thinking about it. So
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't think there was anything to be gained by getting 3 points there. Rather try to get the first down and end the game. So hey, you know what? They got a little hope here. Only 9, 3 minutes to go. Got to make sure you don't give up any big plays here.
that is correct. Clarence has 2 timeouts left.
Yep. They'll be throwing now. Pinto looks, throws up the sideline. He's got a man
And-
there, and it's caught. Yep.
29
Chris
yards.
Greiner pulls it in. The 47-yard line. They've been able to gain yards on us in the air pretty easy in the second half.
Just running simple go routes, too. Just putting it out there.
So 2 receivers left, 2 right, shotgun. Pinto looks right, going to throw up the left side again, and incomplete for
The
Greiner
coverage.
again. Schaefer on the coverage. I must have seen something on the films here. They're going. Plus, they got a big size mismatch there, really.
Was Chris Schaefer? God bless him,
Grainer's,
he's a good
Grainer's
player.
listed at
He's always gonna be giving it.
6'2". Schaefer listed at 5'9", which means he's probably not 5'9", but the other guy's probably not 6'2".
You guys only do that in basketball. We
Nah,
put the true numbers out there.
Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Now they're going to bring Marzullo in the right. He's going to step up Pinto under some pressure. Throws over the middle, and it's caught and hit down.
Close to a first.
Rosalo makes the catch. Looked like Rosalo, right?
Complete to Steven Marzano.
Oh,
Again,
Marzano,
confused.
32.
Marzano,
Yep, I thought it was
Marzalo.
22. Yeah. Very close to the first down. And it is. So 2:27, 30-21, the Marauders with a 9-point lead. It's 2 scores. But we don't need the drama. See if we can get a pick here. Peter Masters, a little free safety. middle of your
172
field.
yards throwing for
3
Pinto.
defensive back. Pinto throws up the right side and well over the head of Marzullo. So, second down.
7 completions for 172 yards. Quick math, that's 23 yards.
How many? 7 for who?
Only 7 completions for Pinto, but 172 yards.
Yeah, 25 a catch. Yep.
They're going to go back and watch that play and go, oh, what an opportunity. However, he's been outstanding today.
Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Bring a man in motion. Pinto looks right, steps up, and
Connor
down
McKenna.
he goes. Connor McKenna with the big sack. So it takes it almost to midfield now to be third down and a bunch. Third and about 16, 17 maybe.
17.
I don't know.
I'm
I'll
surprised
round
no
it off.
timeouts here. They have 2. I know they're down 2 scores, but you need the first one to even look about the second one, right? As the saying goes.
Yeah, I mean the cards are stacked against them here. Not enough time, not enough timeouts, and a third and a bunch. Don't cover up anything big. Under pressure, throws up the left, and he's got him. I'd say, is it complete? No, referee calls it. Ball hit the ground, incomplete. You know, when he rolled over, the ball might have hit the ground. As I'm looking at it from here, I would not totally be
I was
surprised.
looking
You know
at
what? The
yardage
kid,
myself,
nobody's saying
right in
anything.
the
Well, the
book.
coaches a little bit, but as he rolled over, the ball may have hit the ground. So it's ruled incomplete. So it's 4th and 16 with 1:29.
The Time Warner guys are saying it's a good call on their replay booth. And I'm looking at it right now. Good call.
Yeah, boy, as he rolls over, I see when he
How
rolls
come their
is what I
screen's
can't
bigger
tell.
than ours, Mark?
I don't know. This is my laptop. Pinto under pressure from Owens, throws over the middle, and incomplete, intended for Johnny Schmidt. And that should just about do it with 1:23 to go. The Marauders up 30-21. Clarence maybe has a timeout left. I don't even know if the coach will use them. Could be 3 kneel downs and we're out of here. And if that's the case, next Saturday afternoon at Aquinas, I believe 1, right? Maybe 2.
1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock.
It is
start.
1 o'clock at Aquinas. It's an early start. Again, either they got their homecoming or Hall of Fame.
I
or
like
something.
these 1 o'clock games.
It's nice.
Yeah, you're right. It is 1. I think UPrep is the only one in Rochester that may be a 2.
You are correct again.
And then timing, of course, Halloween night in South Buffalo. That's
Talking
a
to
7
Mr.
o'clock.
Snyder, he tried to get them to move the game up to 5 or 6, but I guess Charlie was Mr. Comerford
not
was
happening.
happy with it.
Hand the ball off to Thompson. Got some running room up the sideline inside the 40, and he goes out of bounds. Yep. Well over. Is he 100 yards in rushing?
No, he's right about 90 right now. 87 yards.
Today's game will be seen tomorrow on Time Warner Cable at 9 o'clock.
I get 3 kneel downs, and let's go.
Well, all in all, good, nice home
Yeah,
opener
good home
for
opener,
the
yep.
Marauders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good crowd,
Entertaining.
nice day.
They were able to do some things.
Hall of Fame day once again.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the 5 inductees today in the St. Joe's Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
Yep. Gives the ball to Von Bersky, I think, might have been the up back
I
there.
guess he's been trying
Yeah,
to get
400 yards of offense. I mean, they got some work to do. Defense got nipped for some big passing plays. Penalties, they got to do a better job on that. But, a W they needed. Sportsmanlike
kinda.
against St. Joe's.
Hey, why not? Just
But
add
that
another
is.
one in. Now you know why you always sit in that seat.
Why?
Because you got to open and close this door for everybody. Us. I don't know who.
Was that? I don't know who it was on. Yeah. Yep, the Marauder Rowdies under the scoreboard with I believe we have 1 chant.
And you think Mr. Snyder has told those boys do not go on the field?
Yes, I'm
I
sure he
believe so.
has, and I'm sure they won't.
Yes.
Second down. Clock runs now. We're at 1 minute. Run another play here, get the clock going. They give the ball to
Lucas Prisbilla. Getting a little.
PT time on the offensive side.
For a gain of 2.
I think they can timeout called by Clarence. Okay, so he's going to use a timeout.
Timeout, Clarence.
Well, Aquinas is next up on the schedule. Now, again, they lost their starting quarterback apparently from injury in the game against Canisius, but Aquinas is one of the big boys in New York State. That's up next. Canisius on October 4th, they've got to work on some things.
Yes, they do. I think he knows that. And I think this is going to be a crucial week of work for St. Joe's coming up because this is a team that, by all accounts, probably should have done a lot better than they did. But Clarence, to their credit,
Hate to bring a negative out here, but
hung around and took advantage.
You can bring him out. That's our job. Can't.
wait, I'm part of the football program. That's not my job.
Today
That's
you're
your
an
job.
analyst. You're
13
You're
penalties
making-
on St. Joe's today for 125
yeah. it's-
yards. Something to work
They
on.
got some work to do.
Coach Lindner listening in.
He is. And brother Joe's back. What
Yeah.
what couldn't be any better today? Outstanding.
They need to be a lot better than the Aquinas and Canisius is. They're real strong.
So third down, 44.4. Oh, got Prisbalin, and is it Evans, 23?
Yes. Who
Marcus
actually
Evans
ran pretty tough
Yep.
last week down in St. Anthony.
pitched the ball to him. Late flag comes in here on this side. We'll see what it is.
Carried by Marcus Evans. There's a flag.
I think we agree. I should let this mercifully come to an end.
To all our listeners out there, there's 39 seconds left. We're going to start wrapping up numbers. I'm sure Coach Simon will fill you in once more about next week's game,
I will. That's
the
will
rest of the
be
year.
Against St. Joe's.
last.
False start.
What's that?
Been a pleasure.
Oh,
calling the
thank
game
you.
with you,
Maybe
Coach
next
Simon.
week you may have to do this again.
You know, they might have to up my contract a little bit, doing multi roles here.
You get to learn how to do that here at St. Joe's. Multi-roles, multitasking.
Multitasking. Isn't that the word in corporate America nowadays?
But you do it for love of school.
Timeout, Clarence.
Clarence uses their second timeout, maybe?
Probably to make sure you get
Yeah,
everybody
he probably
in.
got one more.
Get all your players in. Why not?
Competition is, of course, a non-league game, and
But good answer today for them. Good win.
There were
It's
times.
going to get a little harder next week.
There were times the game could have went either way, but they
All
seem
right.
to respond every
Yeah,
time.
well,
with
both
adversity.
teams made answers. Both teams also self-destructed at times. You know, 4 clearance turnovers,
Yes.
13 Marauder penalties. Most of those at the word untimely. Quarterbacks made plays, both of them.
You know, again, David Archer, I would say, you can't say enough about him. His leadership out there, he seems very poised, not rattled. No interceptions on the day, threw for 132, ran for 30, including a touchdown run.
Hey, he did what he was asked to do. You're right. You know,
And 40,
Joe's punting it away.
Mr. Surace,
Yeah, it really didn't.
tell you what, that's a good place to put that punt, out of bounds.
yep,
Inside the 20. Nice job, Louie.
yeah, with those two good little runners back there, Johnny Schmidt,
36-yard punt.
Angelo Marzullo.
Punt is down to the 18-yard line where Clarence will take over. 1st and 10.
Always amazes me, too, with these officials, how they can, when a ball goes out of bounds, they walk right to the spot where it went out. How can you judge that?
Well, they have the one guy back here is telling them where it angled out of bounds. You didn't know.
Still a guesstimate.
Well, yeah, but they go. Then he follows the flight as it goes over the end line. The referee back here, and the other guy just walks until he tells him to stop.
Okay.
It's a visual thing. That's how they do it. Yeah, he estimates. He watches the flight of the ball, and then the referee walks up, and when there you go.
So like a geometry thing? when
Yeah,
the 2
it is a
points come together?
geometry thing. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an oblong spear, you know.
I don't know anything about geometry. I can
Or oblong
just
spear.
I know how to
It's only
spell
round ball,
it.
right?
Just know how to spell it. That's all.
We're missing mass, just so you know.
Yeah, we're not even going
game's
to make the
dragged
4 o'clock mass.
Might have to go to the second.
I was
best
going to go
offer.
to St. John the Baptist for 4 o'clock, but that's not in the cards now.
I would tend to think this spread offense is doing exactly that. So with Pinto
So trips to the left. Pinto looking left. Throws, and Masters has got his eye on it, and he's got it.
Second of the
day, Peter Masters, and that will do it. As the Marauders are going to walk away with a hard-fought 30-21 victory over Clarence in year 2 of a 4-year agreement to play each other, which is great for high school football.
Yes, it is.
So we'll have one kneel down and get out of Dodge. Next Saturday, Aquinas. And that'll start a series of broadcasts here on the Marauder Network of soccer, volleyball, and, of course, weekly football. Coach Naska may or may not be back. But, Timmy, thank you for doing a great job.
You're welcome, Mark. My
Nice
pleasure.
to have you with me. It's a lot easier doing this with two. Trust
I'm
me.
always.
Baseball alone. I did baseball alone several times this year.
Did you stay awake through every inning?
I did. Actually, I broadcast right from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Because the weather wasn't that great, and getting behind home plate and everything is kind of crazy. So yeah, I came up here and did one, and I can call the balls and strikes from here and everything. So this one is in the books. The Marauders even their record at 1-1. Clarence goes to 1-1. It's a final. St. Joe's 30, Clarence 21. Thanks for listening in next Saturday afternoon
1 p.m.
from Aquinas, 1 p.m. Take care, everybody.